today we're riding a dragon ship out to Outworld. It's time for some Mortal Kombat. Let's go. Hadouken.
No, that's the wrong game.
Movie.
It's the wrong game. It's the wrong movie. It's just wrong. So keep doing it.
Do you even know what game Hadouken is from? Or
Street Fighter only because you said it the other day.
was it just a
Street
thing you
Only
heard?
because he said it the other day?
Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just a thing he heard somewhere and thought it was relevant.
Yeah. That's from a fighting game.
It is.
Did you know that when you tell your kids to get over here, that's from Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah.
Is it
Is it come here or get over
well, it's
here?
get over here, come here. He says them both, I think.
Yeah, he
I
does.
don't know. Welcome, guys. We're here to talk about Mortal Kombat. It's going to be great. Brian Draws Movie is in the house. Draws Movie? One.
Just one.
movie.
He drew a
At a
movie.
time.
And I did it, and it went really well. Good. So,
So now it's going to be movie.
Makes
trying to
label
think of
weird.
other things.
Breaking news.
Not drawing video games. He didn't know crap about video games.
Brian draws Street Fighter characters. These are from a game.
It's just going to be one T-shirt that
right.
says Hadouken.
David is also
Scorpion on
here.
it.
I'll
What's
take
up?
one and a 2X.
Danger Dave.
How we
welcome in.
doing?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I figure what will happen here is we'll try to make this as much like Mortal Kombat as possible.
'Kay.
And one of us will leave alive. We're going to beat the absolute crap out of each other.
All right.
By the end of this episode, we'll see who's still here.
Pull each other's spines out.
That's
and
right.
stuff? All right. I'm all for
the
it.
odd man out because I didn't hear about this.
Oh, you haven't been training? I've been training. Flipping tires like Ben Affleck in my cave downstairs.
I
With their salt and peppered locked hair.
That's right.
Doing tire lifts and flips.
You've thought about this a lot.
Sorry.
Curt Mummer is in the house as well. Welcome in the machine punter Mummer.
Hey.
What's up, man?
How are you?
We're rocking your Mortal Kombat hat.
I did. It's the only MK article of clothing I own.
I'm also the only one not wearing a baseball cap at this table, which makes me feel a little weird.
Yeah.
And you're all wearing black and white and gray. Your hats match. Your hats. I'm the one that feels like I wasn't told about what was happening.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can't if you didn't wear black on.
No, that's why I'm
thing,
ready to
then.
fight. I've been made to look like a fool here.
Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Okay. Well, it's exciting, guys. We're here talking about 1995's Mortal Kombat. All right, for those of you who never listened to the show, here's what's going to happen over the next couple hours. We are going to give you the vitals, everything you need to know about this movie, and then we're going to go scene by scene for the purposes of making jokes. Just so you guys know, if you've never listened, we are not movie critics. This is a riffing show. Here, it's all about the laugh. So just like they say on that other famous riffing show, you should probably just relax. We're going to have some fun today. I'm excited. You're excited. Let's get straight into the vitals here. This movie, Mortal Kombat 1995, was directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, famous for the Resident Evil series, among other films, but it's the only ones we've covered on the show.
He loves video games.
He does.
Really, really a lot.
He was a big Mortal Kombat fan.
Yeah.
Big Resident Evil guy. He was like, please, please, please let me make these movies, which is good. I mean, you can tell he respected the source material
right.
Absolutely.
as much as one
In
can
this one.
with the amount of money that they were given.
Yeah. I mean, I would have liked to have seen more special effects, but we can get into that.
Did you say in this one?
Yeah.
This one.
You talking about Resident Evil?
Yes.
That's almost perfectly adheres to the games
Well.
and the characters.
Okay. Okay.
You don't remember running through that mansion in the first one with Alice in the red dress?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I remember. I remember it. I remember that. Nope. And Mila Jovovich wasn't in this Mortal Kombat movie,
No,
so
they
I
hadn't
didn't know it was him until I saw his name at the end.
What, Bridget Wilson?
Movie was written by Kevin Droney, and of course, Mortal Kombat created by Ed Boon and John Tobias. Movie stars Chris Lambert, Robin Shue, Lyndon Ashby, Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa, and which we haven't seen since The Perfect Weapon, and Bridget Wilson, later to be Bridget Wilson Sampras. Big cast, and there's even some people I didn't mention yet. The budget for this thing, as we just kind of alluded to, $20 million.
That's it.
Not a lot.
No.
Come on.
Even in the 90s. I mean, T2 was a $100 million movie, 4 years before this. So people were spending big money on these flicks.
Yeah.
Not this one. I know it sounds like a lot, but
Well, this is one of the first video game adaptations that I can think of.
it was 1 year after Street Fighter. And
Yeah.
prior to that, you're talking the Hoskins Super Mario Brothers
Right.
movie.
So probably the most accurate to any video game at this point.
In 1995, I guess you could say that, but there was 3 of them.
And they were knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, they were killing it.
How did Street Fighter do the year before?
It came out. It was in theaters.
So maybe that's why. Maybe it just wasn't received well enough that they were like, maybe we shouldn't be doing games.
Street Fighter is more appreciated now as a like a
cult classic. Yeah.
A bad movie that rules.
A bad movie that rules, which is why it was our first episode. Like, what embodies what we're going for here? Right. Street Fighter. Hadouken! And honestly, this was a totally different direction they went with this one, where they tried to, cheese it up essentially. And these guys seem to take it seriously for the most part.
They sure
But Mortal Kombat's also a much more serious fighting game than Street Fighter,
right,
which is more cartoony and stuff. So I guess it makes kind of sense to me.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Same here.
But guess what they did with $20 million? They turned it into $120 million in the box office.
And
That seems good.
I'm pretty sure $1 million of that was me.
How many times did you go?
I've lost count of all the times that I saw this movie in the theater. So many times that my friend Travis and we were at the Skyway Cinema down in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
All by ourselves. We had the whole
only
theater.
ones.
The only ones in the theater watching Mortal Kombat for at least the 4th or 5th time we probably saw this in the theater.
That's incredible.
Because this was right when, beginning high school.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat was the
100%.
The movie was great, so not to hedge my bet here, but
You might not
amazing.
still feel that way.
No,
Right?
I've been talked out of it before. And $15 million of that budget was for the music, because I'm not sure any soundtrack ever has done as much for a movie as this one did.
Well, and it's continued all through the lore. I mean,
Yes.
even into today, they still play it on every video game, every chance they get to use.
100%. The soundtrack might have made almost as much as the movie did. I feel like it was the best selling, if I read, it was the best selling soundtrack of all time.
Oh, really?
At that point. Yes.
Yeah.
It sold a ridiculous number of CDs. First, it came out at the right time when people still bought those.
Right.
And that gravy train ended, shortly after 1995. But yeah, they made a bunch of bank just from this techno song, which at the time wasn't even really hugely popular, right?
No.
All right, guys. I just picture this phone call. We need a theme song we're doing an upcoming adaptation of Mortal Kombat. It doesn't have to be the hardest thing ever recorded. You don't have to go you just do 6 lines of coke and then make a song. Just something we can put on the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Mortal Kombat. I mean, it's just like, what?
Yeah. Some dude was just in the background on a speakerphone going, I got it. I know what to do. I'm going to do it. Hold on. Should I say all their names? I'm going to say all their names. Okay, I'll be right back. Yeah.
I'm going to get my friend,
Cage. Yeah.
the old Asian guy that lives next door to me, and I'm just going to have him come in and go, Raiden.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Yep.
Who knew?
Okay.
And we would listen to it
That'd be
before
great.
football games.
Oh, yeah.
Right, before, our coaches would put it on. I mean, just anytime you needed to get freaking hyped.
Just drop that bass.
You go to Packer games and they're playing it, in the stadium. It's crazy.
Besides that main theme, what else was on the soundtrack?
No, that's all that was
That's
needed, Brian.
It was that, and then every different techno song that they had on that soundtrack, that all of them were bangers, and
Right.
that's what you did. You turned on the CD in your car and drove around and went,
Just continuous.
me.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like that one Will Smith album that everybody bought just because it had the Men in Black song on it.
Yeah.
And that was the only reason. This one song
Summertime.
sold these albums.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's actually a really good point and a good poll.
Yeah. How many times
Yeah.
back in the day did you buy a CD because of one song?
Oh, all the time.
All the time.
And then you might listen to like 4 other, and you're like,
Skip, skip.
All right,
It's track
maybe.
7. All right.
You try to pretend like you loved those other songs
Yeah.
too, though.
you were hip before you were a hipster. Yeah.
Be great, man. What pissed me off though, sometimes of these soundtracks, the song everybody wanted to hear, especially if you had a cassette, was like in the middle of one of the sides, and you had to either just put it at the beginning, so I don't either rewind it all the way and not have to try and find it. No, play. Nope, that's not it. Horrible.
Right.
You had fast forward. Oh,
You didn't have what's it like
just
being
play. That's all I had on my Walkman.
Well, Walgreens solved this problem for you because when I bought my copy of the single tape of My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion,
Yes.
all I had to do was just turn the tape over, and then you got to hear the song again. And then you turn the tape over because it was just one song on the tape.
All right.
Walgreens had a whole rack of them, so they solved that for
That
me.
was an important song for you.
At the time,
Yeah.
it was Nights of Endless Pleasure.
What was
Baby,
what was her
baby.
name, David?
Huh?
What was her name?
How did she hurt you?
You know what? I think it was my current wife.
Oh, was it?
actually.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
What
because
was your
she
finisher?
dumped me. Oh no, it wasn't.
Finish
it wasn't
him.
a wreck the
Because
sock song.
you don't get into that song unless something happened. That's why I
Yeah,
was like,
no,
who is she?
that's the crying in your car on your way home from work. Like, oh, she doesn't know what she did. I'll show her. And then I
Or
married
you
her
just
22.
love Leo.
Right.
Yeah. Or that. Or that.
Damn, that's so sick.
All right, let's get back to Mortal Kombat. The movie, I couldn't believe this, a 5.8 on IMDb, which just a couple other movies we did that were 5.8 to let you know what ballpark this is in. Reindeer Games is a 5.8, and Jaws 2 was a 5.8. That's what the general populace thinks of Mortal Kombat. 1995. This thing currently sits at a 47% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 58% audience score. So even the audience score is rotten
Travesty.
on Rotten Tomatoes. It qualifies across the board. All three metrics, green check marks. This is why, before you guys get mad, Mortal Kombat 1995 is on our show.
They didn't listen to you say that. They're still going to be.
No, I'll still be
No,
mad.
yeah.
It's fine. But
You're
I have to
getting
say
an email.
because then at least I've said my
Somebody's clacking on the keyboard right now.
That's right.
That's why we put that word there.
Right.
Rule.
Rule. That's right.
Bad movies rule.
They rule.
Yep.
So thank you guys for listening. If you want to connect with the show, you can do that at Whoa, I almost said the wrong thing.
Whoa.
I've only done this 200 plus
How many
I
times?
know. If you want to connect with the show, you can do that at thisshowIstrash@gmail.com, or you can call the show 262-757-8567. Leave us a voicemail, leave us an email. We will be getting back to you on one of our mailbag segments. Also, you can join the Patreon. We've got all kinds of bonus shows on there. Cartoon Clubhouse, Trashterpiece Theater, the spoiler parts of Samurai Movie Jam, all kinds of the horror reel. We're doing all these other shows that you can get. Just get on there and check us out, man. All right, guys. Before we get into the movie, let's pay some bills. I was just thinking about, we did Speed recently.
Yep.
Think about what? How awesome it is?
How the movie just started with like this long trek down an elevator shaft, and how many movies we've watched where the
Oh, yeah.
opening credits are just
Sure.
like, oh gosh, the opening credits already. This
I got another 5 minutes.
movie comes on, Mortal Kombat. I'm just like,
Flames.
just
Yep.
like I just did a line of coke. That's what I felt like this immediately when I turned this on.
I think that's why it's so great is because it immediately goes, you watch this. You watch it. You're not watching it, you watch.
Right.
It's like, fine, I'll come back. I'll come back.
I couldn't
15 times.
I was just, okay, all right.
Yes.
Okay, you knew whatever I miss, I'll come back and see it again.
Shoot this straight into my veins. It was such a hype way to get this freaking movie started.
Well, and I think the song actually came out before the movie
I think they dropped it
because
before
I
the movie.
think that was the whole buildup. It was
Right.
helping sell the movie. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I know that tune.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Gets you pumped.
the whole theater, talking about kids getting freaking crazy because of chicken jockeys in the Minecraft movie.
Yeah.
The whole theater,
Dude.
felt like people were going to rip the chairs out of the floor and just beat their friend to death with them. That's
Freeze
how-
somebody's spine and pull it out
Yeah,
from their
that's
mouth.
how hype we got.
It was crazy.
But
Okay.
if you put that song on during Driving Miss Daisy, you would be like, yeah, you drive her. You drive faster. You drive Miss Daisy. You drive her fast.
You're right. It is kind of a hack.
It definitely was because every time it comes on in the movie, you get the goosebumps. You're like, they're gonna fight. I know it already.
It was doing a lot of the heavy lifting for this film.
Yes,
yeah.
100%.
Covered a lot of sins.
I'm the guy that doesn't know anything about Mortal Kombat. What? It had nothing to do with the video game before the movie?
Now, I should have said this ahead of time. This was Brian's first time. If you didn't know because he thought Hadouken was from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
You've never seen the movie. This is your first time.
For this show is
Yes.
the first time I watched it.
Okay, I love it. Just to set that out there. Now, what was your dumb question?
Yeah. I did preface it as I'm the dumb one who has not watched Mortal Kombat.
He admits it.
Yeah, it's fine. So this had nothing to do with the game. This was not in the game. I think at this point we had Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 by '95. I think maybe
Geez,
3.
that's
3
great.
was on the. Was at least in the arcade.
Yeah,
I think it
yes.
was 1 and 2. I'm not. I don't know if they threw.
Maybe third was on its way, or at least, like you said, in the arcade.
But it's not
Yeah.
like you turned on Mortal Kombat 2 on your Super Nintendo and it was going Mortal Kombat. Like that wasn't. It was straight from the movie. And usually people hate the movie only characters like Art or the new guy Colby or whatever the hell his name is in the
Cole.
Cole.
Yeah.
Thank you. I knew it was something like that.
Junk.
People hate that crap. But for this, for some reason, because it was that awesome, people didn't even care that it wasn't from the video games.
Yeah.
And I think they do it now in some of the games. So there you go.
Yeah.
So are there characters in this that weren't in the original?
No, they're
Besides Art.
The black guy that he meets at the boat, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Hello, fellow tournament fighter.
Yeah.
I'm also a good fighter. I'll
Yeah.
be there.
There's-
I'm not cannon fodder."
Yeah, exactly. and Tiger guy that Liu Kang fights. There's plenty of like just
Kintaro?
karate guy.
Yeah.
But all of the ones you wanted to see were in this one.
Yeah.
That's what made it so
I
great.
mean, it was the main 7 in the game.
Yeah.
And then I guess add
Now there's like 50 Mortal Kombat characters.
yeah.
But at the
Katana.
time there wasn't. So there was a lot. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, now I mean the lore is crazy.
They had to start over.
Yeah.
It got too convoluted.
They got to 11 and then said, "We're not even going to make 12. We're just going back to 1."
Mortal Kombat 1. Like we're just rebooting the entire thing.
Well, we're bringing a bunch of stuff in from 4,
Right.
Because
Yeah.
we can't. We did 3 in the last one,
Right.
And
And I've
Anyway.
gone cross-eyed.
yeah,
All right. So the movie starts with, and feel free to continue to ask questions.
Dumb
I
questions.
won't think they're all stupid. Okay, I promise. But I do promise to tell you when they are.
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. We
I'm not
see
asking any questions.
a flashback. Little brother gets killed by Shang Tsung in some kind of nightmare hellscape.
You might say he got witch slapped.
Yeah, he did, by a sorcerer,
Heck yeah.
much younger. Again, this is a departure from the games, a very young looking at the time. Now this actor has since come back and played the character in the games
as a voice.
as the voice. Shang Tsung in the games was an old man, and here he is murdering Liu Kang's little brother because he couldn't be bothered to fulfill his destiny and just wanted to go to America to watch cartoons and eat Burger King or whatever the
Sounds
hell.
great. That's living the American dream, baby.
Right?
Yeah, it sure looked like it. He just had a 1-room apartment while his bitch brother was getting worked by Shang Tsung on a
Right?
cliff.
Hope you
Only-
like Dairy Queen.
With only one bulb that was green.
Yeah, right.
It's true.
In his bedroom?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When Liu Kang gets up, it's like, what?
So-
are you sleeping?
He's killing this kid, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it part of the number 9 Mortal Kombat?
Number 9.
Yeah, because they have to win 10.
Oh, no, I think he just went there to kill him because he's an evil asshole.
Yeah.
It was like,
he's just he wants his soul.
he just
he
wanted
wanted
So
to
that
get-
because he wanted to beat Liu Kang.
to go.
He was just like
to
kind of
go
out
to-
already that day and was
Yeah.
He was like, I'll swing by the friggin' monastery, see if Liu Kang's here. And like,
Grandpa,
no.
I got to pack up a bag. I got to take a subway. I'll be there.
I was going to send a dream to that kid. So, you know what? I'm going to visit his brother.
Liu Kang's little brother was like, "What you doing here, bitch? Liu Kang's in America." Step, like, what's up?
Yeah.
And then he just gets shot.
Shang showed up to the door, went, I'm looking for that guy that's a really good martial artist. Oh, no. He went to America. But his brother's here, and
wanna
he
beat-
sucks. If you
wanna beat
want
the
to
crap
fight
out of
him, I need 1,000
I'm
souls.
already
so
here.
I'll take one more. Just bring him to the door. Bring him to the cliff.
That's exactly what it is. And then Shang Tsung freaking large marches, to camera before it cuts back to Liu Kang.
And he looked like this.
Exactly. And then he's in his green room getting the green room. Oh,
Yeah,
getting all
the
like,
green room.
I guess I got to go back to Tibet. I would be bored out of my mind living in a monastery. I'd want to go to America too. Especially if he seems to think his character arc is that he thinks the tournament is stupid and that why are we participating in this at all and blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
But,
But I need to take
the message from his grandfather is your brother's dead. Brother dead. Come
Yeah.
home.
You think they have enough money to send more than 4 words? That's expensive on
can
Western Union, man.
They're barely scraping quarters together.
That's right. How much money you have? You went to each of those poor ass monks. On almost all of them were like, I got nothing. I
got
took a
flower
vow
petals.
I took a vow of poverty to come join this
got some
monastery.
sticks here if you want.
It's like, I got to send a message to Liu Kang. So what the hell?
When I first read it, though, I read it as an old Chinese man in my head.
Yeah.
And I went, well, what if I read it differently, like more happy, like, brother, dad, come home.
Come on, man. It cuts, because we got to meet all the characters. It cuts to Sonya Blade raiding a heavy metal club with a shotgun bigger than she is.
You need the whole flashlight.
With a
big old flash.
6 foot flashlight.
There is 16 D batteries in there.
Can we get lighter shotguns? It's not the shotgun. It's that stick you have on top of your shotgun.
Humongous. And the one time it cuts to her and she holds to the side, it just looked ridiculous. Yeah, she shoots a couple of dudes, but Kano is up in the the VIP suite or whatever, the office, chilling out with Shang Tsung, and the whole thing's a ploy. He wants Kano to lead Sonya to the boat so that she must come to the tournament.
But first, you got to drop through this floor grate.
Right.
Yeah. Like, you need a secret way out.
Right. They're in the upper
Because she's
floor.
that close.
That's the laundry chute.
Whee!
I don't know.
There are just
Here, kid,
many
Here's
slaps.
a quarter. Put me on tumble.
Yeah.
There are so many slaps in the face of exposition in every sentence.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Where he has to, like, it's awkwardly saying everybody's name.
It has to, for somebody that, it's weird because I don't think it reads that way for people that have seen the game, because they're always like, but like, yeah, to someone that's never seen it and has to now
I never thought of that.
intake all of this, it's got to be a little overwhelming.
If you're looking at it as a movie, it's got to be weird.
Yeah, in that one scene, there's like 3 sentences in a row where he says, I like them when they're punctual, right? This is your name? Yeah, I can remember his name.
Right, Kano?
Yeah. And then he's like, well, you did kill her partner, right? And then like every sentence has like your name, comma, this is what you did backstory.
Everybody got that?
Okay.
Yep.
Seriously.
Jax is here too.
Jack,
Yes.
yeah, right.
Yep.
And they're running in. They got the SWAT gear going on. He's trying to. It seems like Shang Tsung doesn't want to ask Sonya himself to come join the team. Like, he asked everybody else, "Hey, you got to come be in this tournament."
Yeah.
But
He's got a crush on her.
I think he was. I know. I felt like a little bit of Big Trouble in Little China. Like, you got to tongue Shang, ask her yourself, right? Like, but he doesn't want to go and ask her.
Sends a note. Dear
I can't.
Sonya Blade, will
too
you
hot.
come to tournament? Check yes or no. And she writes a box that says, I don't trust you. I only trust one person, and you're talking to her.
And I checked this mark.
Right.
How come, just as an aside about movies, how come when they have shotguns, they just rack it? They rack it and rack it all over and over.
Unshot
Right.
shells lying all over the
Yeah,
floor.
it's got to be. That club must have just been
There's
full
just
of them.
another police officer behind her picking them up.
Picking them
Jeez,
up.
man.
We're gonna reuse these.
Dang it.
He's shaking them.
These cops, they just keep...
Right. Kano's like, okay, fine. He's like, usually I follow women onto boats, but this is, we can do it the other way once in a while. That's fine. Cuts to Johnny Cage
Yes.
rolling into a room full of bad guys with his sunglasses on.
Yep.
And this, I can tell you
Again,
this because
as
you
a
didn't know
fan,
this. Yeah.
would we know, like, did you understand, like,
Who he's supposed to be?
who he's supposed to be?
I knew a lot of the characters.
Okay,
I
so
knew
you-
Scorpion and Sub-Zero, Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade.
So most people that are listening to this already know this bit of trivia. I'm just only saying this for your benefit, Brian.
Okay.
But that character is based on Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That's so funny because I thought, like, how cool would it have been if someone like him would have played it?
When Ed Boon was trying to get the first Mortal Kombat made, he wanted to make a Van Damme fighting game and went to Van Damme, who was like, yeah, who are you? No, thank you. And so he made it Johnny Cage instead, and made him a movie star that everybody thinks might be a fraud and we don't know for sure. And all right. And so it's literally, they even put the splits in the punch move in the video game. I know it's in the movie, but like in the game, he was doing that stuff, right? So
And the
this
first
is supposed to be
graphics almost look exactly like him.
right in the original game.
Right.
And now it came full circle because in the most recent Mortal Kombat game, they finally got Van Damme to be in the game, so now you can play as Van Damme in the newest Mortal Kombat.
That's awesome.
Which is pretty dang cool.
I thought how cool it would have been if it was him, literally, without knowing that trivia.
Yeah.
Because this guy is not a great actor, so you expect him to be an awesome fighter.
Yeah.
But he's not an awesome fighter.
He's okay. Not
Right.
on the level of Van Damme, not even close.
That's what I mean. He's not awesome. No, he's fine.
It would have been great, but he said no to do Street Fighter. So I'm actually, and what's funny is because you think, well, God, this would have been the perfect part for him. But I actually I'm happier he did Street Fighter, I feel like, because that's such a ridiculous movie. Partially works because he's in it as Guile.
Right. I agree.
You know
with
what I
you.
mean?
I don't think that Mortal Kombat the game is as successful if Jean-Claude Van Damme's in it.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to pull his head off.
No,
they're not going to do
no.
fatalities to him.
Right.
And that's kind of what lifted Mortal Kombat to the stratosphere. So, yeah, I don't.
So it all worked out the way that it's supposed to work out, including him not being in this movie, I think. But that's essentially who he's supposed to be.
Yep.
So when he rolls in here and he's like, I like how the bad guys are like, present your weapons. This is what we're going to kick your ass with. And they all hold them out in front. I've got a
5, 6, 7, 8.
I've got the electricity stick. Yeah. That's my thing I fight with.
I got long stick. I have 2 sticks.
I have the antenna from my car.
Yeah, just all chilling out and show him.
Nunchuck stick.
And Johnny Cage is like, oh, yes, I accept these. All right, let's commence fighting.
Yes, let's dance.
Let's dance.
That's what he says in the movie.
And he fights him until the last guy he hits him with the roundhouse, and he just stands there. This is where you fall down.
Yeah.
And the guy does this great, like, where'd you get these guys?
Yeah.
It's great stuff.
Which the director looked like Spielberg.
Which
I don't
was
know
on
if that
purpose.
was a shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was supposed to do the part. Big Mortal Kombat fan, was supposed to be in the movie. Timing didn't work out schedule-wise, so they just got a look-alike. But he was going to actually be in that scene. That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
I love that as he walks back. I'm going to be in my trailer, and I'm going to shoot myself. No, Johnny, I'll be back directing traffic. Come on, Johnny. Come on.
Where are you going, Johnny? I'm going to go to my trailer. I'm going to get a gun, and I'm going to shoot myself for being in your movie.
Right.
Oh, Johnny, you're calling me.
Come on,
He's hanging out of a chair. Yeah.
And then we find his old sensei is on set, but it's really Shang Tsung in disguise.
Bum, bum, bum.
I know you're worried about people thinking you're a fraud as I read this magazine with the headline right on it.
Yeah.
Johnny Cage, a fraud? Question mark?
Johnny Cage sucks, right?
Where'd you get that? That was in my dressing room.
Right. I've got this invitation, and if you win it, no one will think you're a fraud.
Are you sure that's not a cuckoo clock? Because it looks kind of like a cuckoo clock. He hands him a box. That's right. Take this invitation. No.
That took all of 2 sentences for him to go, yeah, where's the boat? I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Right. Leaves Hong Kong tomorrow night, Pier 40. I'm like, it's already tonight. It's going to take me 26 hours to probably get to Hong Kong.
14 suitcases.
What the hell, dude?
Yeah, I got to pack 14 bags before I go to the pier.
Crazy. Now it cuts back to Liu Kang, who is...
Real quick.
Yes.
This is a question. Was that character, the bad guy, what's his name?
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung. When it sounds like a shampoo. When he's leaving, the character changes into him, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Was that a power he had in the games?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
So when you would fight Shang Tsung, he would turn into Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade, whoever. It was like fighting all the characters.
Why Shang Tsung? We got to figure this out before we keep going.
I think but they say Shang Tsung in the movie.
They say Shang Tsung in the movie.
in the movie,
Like a
so that's
long
why
U
I've
sound.
been saying it. I think we all said Shang Tsung playing the games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And maybe they even said it in the game. I don't know, but I'm just going based off how they pronounce it.
It's making
it bugging
me
you?
throw up a little every time I hear it. It's because I always said Shang Tsung.
We can call him Double S. The SS Sorcerer.
It's ST. It's Saint Bad Guy.
But why
Just kidding. Okay.
does Saint Bad Guy want Johnny Cage in particular?
Because he needs people to compete against them, or they can't defeat Earth.
So why is he handpicking them? There's only a few warriors.
you think
Because he wants his soul.
That's right.
I think he
wants
wants
to
that
collect
power.
the best warriors because it makes him a more powerful warrior.
Got it. So Johnny Cage really is one of the best warriors. He's just looking for the best warriors. Not
Yes.
Got it. That's why.
Yeah.
And is it just set at like 1,000, or can you go higher than that? Souls. Like, is that the cutoff?
Yeah, he's at.
Does he have to like clean out his like basket like you do on your phone with all the
It would make
deleted
sense
photos?
since you have to get 10 wins in order to take over the world.
Yeah.
So
It's got to be a numbers thing.
He probably goes through you go through your contacts every once in a while, and you're like, well, we lose this guy. He's not that good.
yeah,
If we get Johnny, push these two out. He sucks. That guy. I shouldn't have even took his side.
Oh, where's that one Bob guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I know where he's at.
Terrible.
You know who sucks? Every one of the souls in him. Because it took him he did it's really good up to 10, and then Oh no, I don't have one in here that can beat these losers.
Liu Kang goes back
it's
to the
making on
monastery.
kids. Sorry.
How long has he been gone from the monastery? About how long his hair is, I would guess, because everybody at the monastery has
bald.
like bald or shaved head, and he comes in with the most incredible head of hair.
He's
in
like a
movie
Asian
history.
Mel Gibson.
It's incredible. It defies the law of gravity and physics, and it looks perfect.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it works.
Until Raiden shows up with his wig.
He's the monks are giving a bunch of crap like, you left because you didn't believe in competing in the tournament. Like, yeah, stupid contest. I'm not doing it.
Then get
so
outta
why are you here? I'm here to compete in the tournament. Like, what? In 2 lines of dialogue, he flips from being like, it's stupid to, I'm here to do that. Exactly.
I'm gonna go get my brother.
That's right. And then out of nowhere, here he comes. Raiden shows up.
Yes.
Connor McLeod has entered the chat.
There can only be one Highlander.
Yeah.
It's I don't mind Chris Lambert's performance. I mind his voice very much.
As soon as he talked, I was like, what does that remind me of? And I didn't get it till I was driving the kids home from school today, and his voice was running through my head.
Yeah.
And it is Robin Williams playing the genie when he says, rule number 2, you can't bring people back from the dead. Don't even try it. I don't like it. It's not the pretty picture.
In Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
That's what he sounds like.
A little bit. Look, it's weird that he's not Asian. We have to say it. I know it's been said to death at this point. It's weird. Raiden is an Asian god. It's so
It was
weird
an odd choice.
to have Chris Lambert. All love and respect to Chris Lambert, but it's like if you're in this kung fu Asian martial arts movie, and all of a sudden they're like the Emperor of Japan, and it's Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Or something. Do you know what I mean? Right?
Yes.
Like that's how it feels like.
Well, and look at its predecessor, right? Like we talk about this all the time in Big Trouble in Little China.
Right.
Right? So like you got the electrical god there. He looks like he's supposed
Perfect.
to.
That's what he was based.
and
That's
that's
what
who he
Raiden was based off of. Was that guy? in-
Why wouldn't you just see if he was doing anything?
Right,
Put
where's
him
that
in the
guy?
movie.
Yeah.
That would have been a great homage.
Get him a smaller hat. I think the conversation. I think the conversation went like this. It was something like, "Well, let's call Christopher Lambert and see if he'll do anything."
Yeah.
And well, he could be Raiden. He said yes. Okay. Well, bring him over.
I mean, he's the biggest star in the movie
Oh yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
So I get it, but it just doesn't make any
Well, he's
sense.
supposed to be.
Right? Make him Johnny Cage. He's already a movie star,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Make him really anything else.
Maybe he's
Literally
not,
anything.
Yeah.
He's not a good fighter, apparently.
No, well, maybe not.
Raiden
but
didn't
it's
need
just
to fight, so.
Raiden didn't do a thing. He didn't even
Nope.
do his like Superman dive across. Have him come in. I thought at one point he's at least going to come in and electrocute some dudes or something.
I was waiting.
Nothing.
He kind of does.
He does. He flashes his Sub-Zero and
Yeah, when they're under the boat, he
but
comes.
he's
in and
not
goes-
even. It's like his ethereal form or whatever.
right.
Yeah.
A lot of it is just like sparky finger or spiky or sparky
He'll flash
eyeballs,
the
and
sparky eyeballs and everyone backs off. Right.
then- Yeah, that's how he gets all the.
Give
tricks.
me a keg of beer.
Oh, you don't want to fight in the tournament. Vengeance is so much simpler.
Stimpy, you idiot. What is it,
beggar.
man?
Grandfather, this isn't your god of lightning. He's just a beggar. I mean, he's literally a white dude. That's what I needed to say. This guy is from New Jersey.
What?
This is not Raiden.
I bought him an egg McMuffin on my way up to this temple. That is not your God of Thunder.
Not at all. Raiden puts Liu Kang on his ass for a second, and then he even gets up, and even then he's like, well, if you are Raiden, I still don't know if you are.
I shot lightning out of my eyeballs.
Right.
What else do I need to do for you?
Did you see me shock that guy back there?
I'm going to the tournament with or without your consent, he tells the council of monks and walks out of there.
Great.
Cool.
All right,
we
see you
wanted
later. Great.
Well, that's what you're going to want him to do. So, no, don't. Come back.
No, shut up, man. We want him to go.
He's been watching too much television.
Get the Star Wars moment. He is not ready, Lord Raiden, but there is no one else. Right? It's like the reverse Star Wars. Anyway, we get to the freaking pier.
there's literally a temple full of anyone else.
I'm not doing it. It was like
Yeah.
the windows go.
Not it.
I didn't fart.
The pier. Johnny Cage is there with his 19 suitcases and thinks
One of them apparently had his swimming trunks in them.
thinks Liu Kang is a baggage boy.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, take these bags and get them on the boat. He's like, sure, dumps them straight into the water.
Yep.
Good stuff.
He doesn't get upset at all.
No, he was
Just
laughing and
throws out a little
smiling
joke.
about the whole time.
A good thing I didn't ask him to move the car.
He's got my $20.
This insane looking boat pulls up to the pier. The kind of boat where you're like,
The kind of boat where you're not going. The kind of boat where you're like, no.
Well, you saw the invitation, didn't you?
Well,
there's
still,
a 90% chance this is a ghost piloted ship.
Yeah.
Because I don't see anybody.
there are holes everywhere. There's holes in the sail, in the mast, everywhere.
It travels with smoke.
Yeah.
Hard pass.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
No thanks.
I'm not going anywhere in that boat.
It
At
looks
all.
scary, and I might get asthma.
If that was a Disney ride, I wouldn't get on that thing. No. No way.
Meanwhile, Sonya Blade is hiding off in the boxes and crates with Jax, with the binoculars. Like, we got to find Kano. I don't know what you guys think. This is one of the coolest shots in the entire movie, to me, is the reveal of Kano in the shed.
Yes.
Shot. So kudos to Paul W.S. Anderson. Is so badass.
Right.
When he comes out of the shed and gets on the boat. And she's like, that's him. And takes off running. And Jax just yells after her because he's not allowed to fight in this movie yet.
That's why I laughed really hard. Is this exactly what you're going to say?
Yeah. Is that what it was? Like, you have to wait till the sequel. You can't.
Well, no, but when he jumps out, he's like, "Hey, where are you going? You can't go get that boat." And that was like his only big line.
He can't because he's not allowed to be in this movie yet.
Yeah.
They're saving him for Mortal Kombat 2.
Well, that guy wasn't really that big.
No.
Not as big as the next one, but
No.
you know.
Yeah. Not as big as.
I don't know if we're going to be
Jax
on
in the game.
yeah.
Look. No disrespect to Bridget Wilson.
Why not?
Man,
It sounds like you're about to do some disrespect to Bridget
Why
Wilson.
not?
I think she's miscast. I think she's horribly miscast.
She is a second grade teacher.
Yeah.
That's why she was great in Billy Madison earlier that same year.
Yes.
She plays Sonya Blade as a second grade teacher.
Well, it's really noticeable here. When she runs down the pier, it looked like my mom, how she would chase the dog when the dog got out.
Yeah.
Like, it's not athletic in any way, shape, or form.
When she's pointing the gun, like this direction,
Yes.
and then this direction. It's awful.
It's rough, dude. And it wasn't until I saw her run down the pier and I was like, oh, God, that is not someone that's military or. And Tom Cruise always, he talked about, what's his name from the new Maverick, the guy with Miles Teller, was talking about how Tom Cruise told him, film yourself running, right? Because you don't look as cool as you think you do. And so Tom Cruise runs in every movie, right? And it's a little trick that he's trying to teach the other guys, like, film yourself. She should have looked at herself running on camera before she shot this part because it looked bad.
Yes, she should have. But Jimmy cracked corn, and I don't care because I thought that she was perfect. This
you
might
were
have
wrong.
just
You were absolutely wrong.
100% wrong.
this might have just been my little
No,
high
how
school.
old were you in '95?
Right.
That's why you
That
had
is
that
exactly
crush on
why.
her.
Is because
and
she
then you
was
thought
hot.
about her and put in your cassette. Listen to "My Heart Will Go On" the
Right.
way home.
She was hot.
Bridget
and
hurt you.
Sonya was Sonya, so I didn't care. It was blonde girl. That's all I cared about. So I didn't care that how she. Yes, she
There was
didn't.
more than Sonya running fast. Sorry.
She looks good in cutoffs. That's all I cared about. That's it.
She had a turtleneck on almost the whole movie.
The whole
That's
time.
okay.
And then,
No.
oh, and her lines, man, when she was like, "Where is Kano? Where is he?"
I don't know.
Let's
I've never seen
let's
That's her
not
mad. That's her
let's
mad.
not start swinging the bad actor sword at this movie because nobody is really shining through. But I don't know. I didn't really care. I thought she was just fine. But I didn't look at her running or anything like that.
Do you know who it was supposed to be?
No.
Cameron Diaz.
Whoa.
Not only were they considering, she was cast and was doing the martial arts training and broke her wrist. This is right after The Mask. She was going
Really?
to be Sonya Blade, busted her wrist training, and it was so close to filming they had to rush Bridget Wilson to set. The day she finished shooting Billy Madison, she was on a plane to go do Mortal Kombat and had to do the fight training in between shooting her scenes because she had done none of it.
Yeah,
Because
see?
it was a last second replacement.
Not
Right.
her
So
fault.
she was
knowing-
the second grade teacher then.
Yeah.
Knowing that, it is still bad.
Knowing that, I don't cut her any slack.
I'm not saying that it isn't bad.
Yeah.
I'm saying that I don't care. And that's just because Sonya was supposed to be a blonde girl that fights Kano, and I
So
didn't
how about
really
this
think
movie
about
with
that.
Cameron Diaz?
Sure,
How do you feel about that?
same. It's it's a different yes from me. I don't care. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I saw her in the mask, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would have
mean-
picked Cameron Diaz other than
Yeah,
sure.
this chick, but I'm just saying that like it's not like I got offended by this. Not Sonya.
Okay.
I
All
thought
right.
it was okay.
Well, I'm going to continue to make fun of her. Just so
Do
you
it.
know. Okay.
I'll
Fine.
continue to listen and laugh and maybe make fun of her too. I'm just saying that I didn't care.
All right. Cameron Diaz, the hottest she ever was in The Mask.
100%.
Peak.
Sure.
And it just fell off a cliff.
It's a
I don't know what
no-brainer.
happened there.
Second place, agree with Mask.
Yes.
Second place is Charlie's Angels dancing in the underoos.
I never saw Charlie's Angels.
Oh,
I
well,
gave that.
There's one scene that's worth watching.
I saw the trailer and I went.
Brian saw a movie you didn't see?
I saw the trailer and I went. I'm good.
Sam Rockwell's in it as a bad guy. I
I'll have
love
to check
Sam
it out.
Rockwell.
I think I will check that out someday.
It's not worth it except
I
for the
won't.
scene.
He does a cool dancing scene thing again.
If we do it on the show, I will be totally fresh on it. So
Yeah,
it's a good
exactly,
thing I didn't
yeah.
watch it. There you go.
And then hopefully you have dumb questions for me.
All right. On the boat, they exchange some pleasantries. Put guns to each other's heads, the thing.
And then they're
Johnny-
the best of friends.
Johnny Cage and Luke,
Yeah.
like within the minutes, they're like,
Sure.
we got her back. That's our girl. She just tried to shoot me in the head.
It's a man
a
thing.
second ago. It's a guy thing. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
Anyway, she goes into the bowel. She's looking for Kano, and you get Shang Tsung. Welcome, Sonya Blade. It's a pleasure to meet you in person. Welcome to my dangling chains room.
Right. Don't you think this jacket is super cool?
When we have
my
extra
s-
chains, we like to dangle them in here.
I didn't have any proper decorations. I did what I could.
Threw this together. Do you see the rest of the boat?
There's only so much that I can do.
Anyway,
I'm only one
Chains are
sorcerer.
holding.
here are my nightmare ninjas. I'll introduce the whole crew.
Yeah.
Come on in, boys.
This is Charles.
Here comes Sub-Zero and Scorpion. As a kid, though, when those two came in,
Oh.
it was like, let's effing go.
And it was like video game accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Those dudes.
Because now they're like sleeveless.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the whole thing is completely.
And apparently
Different from this movie.
the guy that played Sub-Zero was the highest level martial artist on set. So he was like the dude that was showing everybody. And Robin Shaw played Liu Kang, had done a ton of like Hong Kong fighting in those movies out. And that's so like he had a lot of experience too. But apparently this guy even outranked him as far as his mastery of martial arts.
You would think you'd put him somewhere else because Sub-Zero doesn't do that much fighting.
No,
He has to choreograph all the other stuff.
Right.
Yeah. They probably wanted to keep them safe.
In fact, he came in as a stunt guy, and he was so good. They're like, you should just play the part.
Yeah.
And so they just made him Sub-Zero. That's how good he was.
One of my nitpicks of this movie is that Sub-Zero and Scorpion, who are basically the faces of Mortal Kombat,
Right.
they don't get much
They really
Love
don't.
here.
face time
Yeah.
or love. Yeah.
No, they're just kind of treated as fodder for the good guys, right?
Right.
Yeah. More so, Sub-Zero gets a little more, build up than Scorpion does
Yeah.
because he gets at least the dinner scene, which we're going to get to here in a minute. But
Right.
all right, so Johnny Cage and Liu Kang roll in, get Sonya's back, and all the characters come in. And Sub-Zero freezes the tip of her gun, breaks it off. Scorpion's bird snake.
Yeah.
It's like squawked like a bird.
Yeah.
Looked like
was a
a head of a snake, but it wasn't.
It's
When
a snake rope.
When it pierced into the tree, I was like, oh.
Yeah. Ouch. So remember how Spider-Man had the organic web shooters and everybody flipped?
Yeah.
This is more egregious to me than that.
Sure.
In the game, it's just literally a
It's a
spearhead on the end of a rope.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a spear that he has in his sleeve that he's throwing out somehow.
Like a ninja weapon.
Yeah,
Right.
like a ninja.
Right.
Not like I've got
demon.
a bunch of snakes inside of me. Like you just have a bad case of worms and you're just shooting them out of your hand at people.
And later when it goes 200 yards
Right.
long,
Yeah.
I'm like, where are you keeping that in your body?
His intestines
His
are gone.
intestines
He's
are
empty from the waist down.
It's like a
hollow.
garden reel. He starts cranking it back in. Oh.
what you don't see is
Empty legs.
His Scorpion doing that butt scoot walk that dogs do when they have worms. Just like, this hurts so much. I gotta fight someone. Shoot my worms.
My
out.
head's not the only thing that's on fire.
No.
Woo! Do not go in there.
All right. Raiden comes in to break this all up before it gets enough. And here he comes. How dare you try to fight my fighters before the fighting starts? Okay.
Wrong accent, sir.
Yeah, you're slipping.
And Shang Tsung is like, my bad. We cool. We're doing backs his boys out of there.
Yeah, the rules are like, the rules are the rules. Unless you catch me, then they're not. Because we could do what we want sometime.
And this is where Raiden tells Sonya that she's been chosen because she's the only one that doesn't know she's there for a tournament. And we get the big expo dump on the boat up on top of the deck where he lays it all out. We are battling for Earth's future because we've lost 9 of the last Mortal Kombats.
I was very sleepy for the last 9 tournaments.
Who have they been sending? The Bears? Like, why have they lost 9 in a row?
Yeah, the Bears still stuck.
How is that happening?
Yeah, Raiden is #1 expo dump guy.
Yes.
100%. He's by the end of the movie when he's like, "I've taught you everything I can." I'm like, "Yeah, you've explained the story to them. Now they have to go fight. That's all
Taught
you've
them
done."
Nothing. I gotta say it. I know it's only a $20 million budget, but my God, guys, you can see the curtains in the background with the sparkly lights on them while they're outside on the. You can see the folds in the damn curtains. Come on, man! Paint the wall black if that's what you're gonna do.
Sure.
That's so bad. And they're not even the sound effect of water. If you listen, silence. Not even lapping water is being played.
Raiden and Johnny Cage.
I understand that. All you see is smoke. It's like, well, they're traveling through the clouds to another dimension.
Maybe.
So that's why there's no water, because they're flying.
And the boat's
all
not
sucked up.
rocking.
No.
Yeah.
They're flying into the curtain portal.
I'm curious, where are all the other people that are in this
They all got
tournament?
third class. It's like
Is
Titanic.
that what
You saw
it is?
Titanic, right?
Like they're
stacking
all the
them.
way under the boat, just like
Yeah. Stacking them 8 high down there,
God.
man.
Oh, they're dancing, hooking arms.
oh yeah, like the poor people on the Titanic.
Right.
Yeah.
Art Sheen's down there right now, just getting lit, just touring up.
It's just-
Art is holding somebody over the front of the boat. I'm king of the world.
There's a whole other movie happening.
Yep.
Through the whole movie, where are the other fighters?
Right.
I think that's one of the things the movie doesn't do very well at all is show you that there's other people fighting in this tournament besides these 3 dudes. Just a little nitpick.
Well, maybe I hope you're not going to go past it. The next thing is that skull in the sky, right?
Yeah, so
Like, look,
Shang
it's
Tsung
happening.
goes, "It is time." Freaking snake smoke demons in the air. Again, if the boat didn't make you go, this made you go, I'm out.
Right. All that happens. Next cut, morning, the boat's just going to the shore.
Yep.
I was like, what happened there? Did that snake thing go away? And everyone's like, oh, wow, that was weird.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to hit the hay. And wake
It's
me
just
up
a
when we
thing
get there
I
in the
do.
morning.
It's like the fireworks show. He's like, they love it when I do this.
A lot happens.
We spent a lot of money on that skull.
Yeah, a lot happens in this movie where you would think that the people there would be like, "What?"
Oh, yeah.
And-
they undersell a lot.
And they're like, "Oh, well, giant snake face, whatever, skull in the sky. Well, look at that boat. That's fine. I
Somebody
don't
help me
care."
with my 9 bag.
And they're not even at Mortal Kombat where the
No.
real crazy crap starts happening.
No, we're trying to get there. It's
Yeah.
like it's crazy. They get on the island. Liu Kang wants to skip to the boss level like right away. Right, I'm going to get Shang Tsung right now. He's got like no chill. He's not interested in the tournament. He just wants to avenge his brother, which is part of the problem that Raiden keeps saying he's having. Shang Tsung gets down to the beach and sees that Katana is there and asks Reptile
Dude, Katana is just chilling in a cave
in a cave.
with an umbrella.
Yep.
And you're
looking
It's supposed to be a
fantastic.
fan.
just a little kiosk, a little
This is where-
diorama
this
set
is
up
where
in
I
the
sit.
cave. Yeah.
So the people know I'm
princess
here.
chair.
That's
Yeah.
it. Right.
Practicing her one karate move of grab your arm and bend you over. Grab your arm and bend you over. Tell you secret.
Yeah,
right
and you
here.
know what? Like you said about other one, I don't care.
Yep.
Way hotter than Sonya Blade to
Oh,
me
sure.
was Katana.
Yep,
Oh
absolutely.
my gosh. As a kid, especially I was
But I'm not sure if she took off running down the beach that she would be any better than.
no, but she was smart enough to not do it.
Well, that's
Right.
true. She
They,
was
they
just like,
videotaped her doing it.
She just
And
did
went,
this.
oh, I see what I look like. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
she had a lot of this.
A lot.
Hi.
Hi, I'm
Yeah,
here
she peeks down the corridor.
all the time, dude. She's a great corridor peeker.
Liu
A great
Kang.
corridor peeker.
Not wearing panties, Lou.
There was a whole subplot of a romance that they ended up cutting.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But it
that-
comes back around in two,
there.
right?
yeah, I think so. First of all, hold on, before I move on. Reptile.
Yeah.
Bro.
Looks like a
You guys ever play that game?
chameleon with teeth.
You ever play that game Gex on
Yeah.
the PS1? It's Gex from that PS1.
Not
little
in
bit.
a long time.
Literally.
Technicolor Gex, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got more colors, but yeah.
It was rough. Put a dude in a rubber mask.
Right. You talk about the effects in this movie, Curt. That is one of the worst ones of
all time.
Of all time in any
All
movie.
time in any movie.
Right.
Especially when everything else looks real.
Yeah. Spend a little more on some other stuff and scrape off some of the skull budget
Right.
and put it into Reptile. Yeah.
Or just have him in the green suit the whole time, the green ninja suit.
right.
Right?
That
I was
would've
going to say,
been cool.
or just skip it.
Yeah.
There's so many other ways you can have just anybody else.
Yeah, you can't skip.
Follow the princess.
Reptile's a big deal in Mortal Kombat.
It is.
Sure,
Just-
but that's what I mean.
in the
It's like-
game, he changes between being a reptile and being the green ninja suit guy that looks like Sub-Zero, but
But
the
not a
green,
gecko.
The green
Right.
flavor.
Right. He,
But,
does,
you know,
he does turn into a lizard guy eventually. Eventually he's
but if you can't get a convincing looking lizard, is what I'm saying, just have him wear the ninja suit, and everyone would still be like, "It's reptile." Oh my gosh!
You'd be excited.
Right, for sure.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll get to that when we get to that. That's a whole other thing. They gather for dinner, and all these muscle dudes in red turbans come out.
It's a Spanish Inquisition.
The Inquisition. What
That's
is
big.
that?
Who are these guys that work at this place?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know.
There's zero purpose for them.
There's no.
They
Hey,
just march out and stand there and then
They're in the
march
back.
back away.
Yeah.
Hey, are you fighting in this tournament? No, I'm one of the dinner hunks. I just stand out there and flex.
Here's your weapon. Here's your turban. Go out there. Stand there.
I want you to, while they're eating their pork, you got to just stand there and flex. Your ambiance,
Yeah.
essentially. Your decoration for the dinner hall.
Well, and they're basically like the red shirts.
That's it.
Star Trek, right?
One guy gets to fight. They all come out and they're like, here's a taste of what is to come on the island. And they ruin everybody's dinner.
They just set all the dinners down. I thought
Toss
that too.
All their bro, if I was a fighter and someone dumped my baked potato, they're about to be Mortal Kombat on this bitch right here in this dining room.
Electrify him.
Okay? As soon as somebody came over to flip my table, and I'm Johnny Cage or Liu Kang or whatever, and you're just red turban face, you're getting your ass put through your mouth. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm serious.
You just have some guy pop out. Toasty.
Right. I just ordered this loaded baked potato.
Yeah. Can you pass the Oh, what are we doing?
What the hell, man?
Takes the tray. Everything
still
just
good.
goes flying.
Still good.
Thanks for dinner, Shang Tsung.
You see the old guy in the back with the mop? Like,
Yeah.
oh, darn it again. Just slide the tables.
Slide 'em.
I put the felty things on the bottom of the feet. Just push them.
It's on casters. Jeez. Maintenance ninja number 2's just like,
That's right. See,
I'm not cleaning this. I'm not. I've done it. I've cleaned it up every other
No.
time that Sub-Zero wanted to freeze somebody. I'm not doing it.
I'm not sweeping up the pieces of the next broken ninja that shatters into a
Do you
million
know how gross it is when it unfreezes?
Yeah, it thaws and it stinks.
doesn't stay frozen.
Right.
Don't get paid enough.
Blast freezer. It's just Sub-Zero. It's a little colder.
That's it. Speaking of which, Sub-Zero comes out to fight. This dude, this one red turban guy that gets to fight, flexes
Bless his
as
soul.
hard as a human can flex without snapping their own spine. Okay.
Doing all the moves.
I'm pretty sure I pulled a muscle while he was doing that.
Yeah.
Ow!
I was icing my leg while I was watching because he's like,
And Sub-Zero gets into his I'm going to make a cold ball here stance. And while he's charging up his power, this guy is fighting his ass off, but he's using all his karate on the air.
Yes.
Use it
Air
on the guy.
karate.
It happens
I
all
say
the
this
time.
all the time. Why are you wasting all your moves on the air?
yeah. And how did anyone ever get hit by Sub-Zero ever? Because he stands there and goes, "Ah, this
Here it
is
comes.
coming.
You see what's happening, right?
This is gonna hurt you." And he's
I'll wait till he's done with his
You know
kata.
what? You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I think a running jump kick is the way to go here. Right straight at his face after I've showed him all my other kicks. Yeah.
Right. Then I don't have to shatter him. His momentum will shatter him himself. He's playing around at this point.
Yeah.
Right? And sure enough, he freezes the guy and he gets Wesley Snipes in Demolition Man right all over the ground in front of Shang Tsung.
Everybody.
Flawless victory.
That one is.
Yeah, throughout the movie, like, that's not what that is.
He says that often, and they're often not flawless victories at all.
That's not how this works.
Right.
It's not how any of it works.
Can't just say it.
The good guys wander off after dinner to follow Shang Tsung. And as they're following into the bowels of whatever the hellscape, they're in here, they see Goro's shadow on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And Johnny Cage goes, Sonya, find out what that was.
Yeah.
And come back.
Well, yeah, there was a moment before that where she was trying to be the girl boss. And
Well, she doesn't
was
want
kinda
any help, right?
I don't need any help, and I can go ahead. Who said you can tell me what to do? And then it feeds into that.
All that
The
stuff.
big shadow, though, I go, where is that coming from? That doesn't make sense.
His shadow goes out for walks when he gets bored of him sitting on the
Yeah.
throne. That was just Goro's. He was Peter Panning.
It was his noob Cybot. It just
I wanted him to be like, "Hey, you guys."
Yeah. It was Shang Tsung with an action figure towards the ground.
Doing shadow puppets. Yeah, it's going to be really scary. Watch this. This is going to look like a guy with 4 arms.
Not next time. I didn't see you playing with your dolls, Shang Tsung. Your soul is mine.
No.
It's ridiculous.
Didn't you want... I wanted
the end-
a dog with those three when they're wandering around
Yes.
the castle here. They looked like the Scooby-Doo game.
They do look like the Scooby-Doo game.
You wanted the little tiptoe sounds and ding-ding-ding-ding.
So nonchalantly strolling on that tiny little
Bridge.
too.
Yeah.
No, and they're just underselling the hellscape, like I said, that they've been trapped in here. They turn around, they go down tunnels that are different than when they went through them the other time, and it's just like, oh, isn't that weird?
Well,
All
I
right,
think
gang,
that's
let's go
actually-
this
I'm
way
sorry.
instead. Yeah.
I was going to say, I think that's a level on the original series.
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
it is
Yeah,
right, but
it's
they're
called The Maze, I think, or something.
they're underdoing it.
Yeah,
They,
totally.
but the sets in this movie
And
are
it's a-
pretty cool.
Yeah.
They've got some pretty awesome sets
Oh, yeah.
for what
Yeah.
they're
No, for
working
sure.
with anyway.
100%.
Like the curtains.
Yeah,
Well,
like that.
bridge and like the
Yeah.
throne room and all that stuff. It's better than it should be.
That's why they had to do curtains. They wasted all their money on the other stuff.
in the soundtrack.
Kano is eating turkey legs at a giant banquet table with Goro.
No, the hell he's not. He doesn't chew any of that. He just goes, tooey, toss, tooey.
Right.
He doesn't
does.
eat anything.
Well, he probably had to do that scene 47 times. How many turkey can one person eat?
It's so
And it's,
gross.
like,
He has a
dripping
hunk
down
of
his
it
chin.
hanging out
Yeah.
of his mouth. It's, ugh. But I love Kato in this.
I'm
movie. I love it.
I'm a bit of an underground boss myself.
What does he say? Is that underground? Yeah.
Right.
I'm a bit of an underworld boss myself. Or are you?
Right.
Yeah.
Goro, not somebody I'd want to have dinner with. He came over and he's so intimidating. He spills his drink right into Kano's lap on purpose, and Kano just is like, "That's fine. I like to have pee pants. I'm okay."
When you got 4 arms, you're built like Goro. Yeah.
Right? It's
That's
terrible.
Great, it's a great costume though, too.
You know who voices
Look, Shang Tsung. That guy, look, if he's so great, how come his boat sucks or whatever he says, right?
Good
Picks on him?
Yeah. What were you going to say?
I
Sorry.
was going to say, do you know who voices Goro?
Somebody from He-Man.
No.
Somebody
Damn it.
from Transformers.
No.
Animaniacs.
Somebody from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes, but not ours. 2012. No, it's Kevin Michael Richardson.
Oh, from Seinfeld?
good for you.
Who is that? No one knows who that is.
He's from a bunch of cartoons.
Oh, is he?
yeah.
Great would it be?
He's
Goro
the
as
voice
Kramer.
of Shredder.
Oh, okay.
He was also the voice of, I can't remember his name. Diego? Raven's dad.
Little Diego?
No, Raven.
Dora's cousin? Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's
and backpack.
crazy. That's
Swiper,
Goro?
no
Yeah.
swiping.
He was less menacing
That's
as
awesome.
Diego.
Breaking
Cleveland
news.
show. He was Cleveland Jr.
Breaking news: Diego, voiced by the same guy that did Goro in Mortal Kombat 1995.
Not
Incredible.
Yep, that comes from me.
Shang Tsung is a great sorcerer. I love this line. The wise cultivate his favor. Goro also talks. I don't know if I had Mandela syndrome or whatever the hell that's called, but I didn't know Goro talked. I thought I remember him just going, "Ah," but he talks.
Yeah.
Movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And the
does it
amount
in
of
the
money
game.
they had to spend on this guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
It was a great practical effect, though.
No, absolutely.
Now,
Except his googly eyes. Sometimes his eyes were kind of like, hey, man, what are you looking at?
Yeah, GPK.
you had said who voiced him. Do you know who was inside the suit?
No.
The guy that built the suit, so the guy that ran the effects company they used to build it, was also the guy in the suit who had
wow.
previously was guy in suit as the xenomorph in Aliens. And Alien. Yeah. So the same
That's
dude
cool.
that was chasing Sigourney Weaver through the bowels of a spaceship was Goro. So
Nice.
It's my nightmare. I can't imagine being in a suit like that for that long. I would lose my mind.
dude, you have to.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey talked about he had to like learn like CIA torture withstanding torture techniques.
You had a
just to be
SEAL,
in the
SEAL
Grinch.
team
Yeah.
member.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
when
the
he was
Grinch.
the Grinch.
Because he was so claustrophobic in that.
Yuck.
And the contacts he had to wear too were
Yeah.
so painful.
Yeah.
They would punch himself in the leg just to take the pain away from his eyes to focus it where he wanted to focus it.
So yeah, his bottom arms were his arms.
Right.
It was a little like a thing that would just come sit on his shoulders, basically.
Yeah.
And the top half was animatronics.
So you're just looking out a belly button for the whole damn day.
Yeah.
I'll rather just unalive. That's awful.
I heard a thing about Predator, just talking about costumes, about how hot it was.
Oh, yeah.
That they, had trouble with the heat vision because it was so hot already. That everything looked hot, so they tried to cool things down. But it was still so hot in that costume. And when they went into the water and they came out, Arnold had like leeches on him.
Yes.
So the guy in the costume was just imagining leeches all over his body that he couldn't get to until the end of the shooting day.
Bro.
This is hell. This is hell. It's like pineapples in your ass room, and the next room over is Predator's suit in the water with the
No,
leeches.
and this is why this dude commented on one of our Facebook videos yesterday about the fact that we were giving Henry Cavill props for working so hard for Immortals. And they're like, oh, an actor working hard? Are you freaking kidding me? He's not an iron worker or something like that, right? And I'm like, hard work is to be respected in any industry. And in that industry, that's hard work. And there's a lot of people that think being an actor is all sunshine and rainbows until they go through an experience like Predator or like this, or 95% of the people that work in movies are not, Bradley Cooper and Brad Pitt in front of the camera just giving the smile while the stunt guy walks in. A lot of them work their ass off to do all kinds of things. 16-hour days. It's crazy.
And this, internet, is why your mom's a whore. Because when we do give them props for being good and being muscular and
Yes.
whatever,
Thank
we get for that.
Yeah.
And then when we don't give them the props for having a gun leg, then we're like, oh, you fatties sit around and talk about your mom's a whore. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean. That's what you get. Okay? Okay, internet.
All right, perfect. Moving on. Shang Tsung rolls into the Kano and Goro's little dinner party here, and Kano asks about when am I gonna get paid?
Yeah.
He's like, after you fight the girl, right? You gotta fight Sonya first.
But you can't really fight her. You just got to fight her to a standstill so that I can still go riz her up in the other room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they make sure they bring up Katana because it's almost like you're talking about Expo. It's like they knew the good guys were listening in. And also Katana is here. And don't let her get by the good guys. She's 10,000 years old. I know we all know this information, but I'm saying it out loud for someone else's benefit so that they can hear what we're saying in this.
She's just standing in the background going,
Yeah,
she peeks out with her torch. Yeah.
This is where Liu Kang spots Katana and follows her into a room, but all he finds is eyeballs full of poison mist from Reptile.
Yes.
Right? Who's like invisible.
And it kind of burns, but doesn't.
Not really.
No.
It's just like a little
It's just
water.
irritating.
But then,
It's just salt
You would
water.
think something would happen when he gets sprayed in the face.
Square.
His eyes would be red. He'd be,
it's really no different
Well,
than if
and
I
the-
was to spit in your eyes. At first you'd go, oh God, and then
gross.
you'd be fine.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, in the game, I was going to say that was, obviously, was it more on 2?
Yeah.
Where he actually
Would pull it,
spit
yeah.
the acid
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
and then it would get in your face, and the little smoke would appear.
That's
and
right.
you'd-
Look at that.
It was probably like when I forgot what I was going to say now about Reptile.
Spit in the face.
Yep, Reptile is the Reptile Man.
He's
and
the
then
Curt
he
Connors
goes-
of Mortal Kombat.
That's right.
If I think of it again, I'll.
One of my favorite things happens after this. Like she went this way, and they're going down this hallway, breaking through the spider webs. So this is what you're talking about. And Johnny Cage says she had to have gone this way. I know she went
As
this
he's
way.
going through layers and layers of untouched, thick spider webs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She definitely went this way. I'm super smart.
If she did
Oh,
go
gosh.
this way, you have a much bigger problem of a giant ass spider that is going to eat all of you because it built this in the last 10 seconds.
I can smell her perfume.
Yeah. As soon as he said she definitely went this way, I was like, you are an idiot.
Yep.
Where do you think these spider webs came from then?
I'm telling you, man.
Or
Reptile-
Charlotte is working in there. As soon as Katana went through, she's like,
like, oh, damn it.
yep.
Somebody busted through him again.
Gotta make my hallway again.
If they had turned around and gone back that way, all the webs would have been back.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what would
Then it would have made sense. Close that plot hole.
They end up back in the banquet room. No, the bad guys aren't there anymore, but they're back on that where the table was, where they were eating
Yes.
the meal. And all of a sudden, bad guys on the stairs, bad guys in the hallway, bad guys on the other side,
Bunch of Red Hoods come down.
all the Red Hood dudes, and the music start. Dun, 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 dun. Oh,
This is when it gets real good.
Yeah.
yes. They end up just your might, and they all. It's like more like little vignettes of them doing different choreographed moves. It's not like a fight that flows real well,
Yeah.
but it's just to show off the characters, and it's awesome.
Yes.
When they hit the freaking poses, when Sonya clotheslines the dude and holds the pose so the camera can zoom past her, and Liu Kang ends up in his pose, and Johnny ends up with the staff and the arm out. I'm like,
Fist.
yes,
Yes.
let's go.
This is what I mean.
hell yeah.
This is-
Yes.
and half of it is the music that's playing.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
It's just makes you so hyped.
Yes.
And then you see Sonya clothesline someone and Johnny Cage is whipping that stick around and it's just like, this is Mortal Kombat. Holy
Yes.
crap.
Here we go.
They're doing it.
Is one part that's hilarious though. Liu Kang, after he freaking kicks this guy, there's no other bad guy in frame, and he just does a little cartwheel over a rock for no reason.
Parkour.
There's no one there. He stops, does it, and then gets back up and like.
Yeah.
You see
it's
my
like
sweet moves?
when the dude rolls across a room and doesn't need to.
Right.
Exactly what.
Did the
that-
girls see that? Did any girls see that? Did Katana see me do that?
Where is she?
Where is she? I know she's here.
Smell her perfume.
Yep.
Nope. And then Raiden's like, slow clap. You freaking morons.
Yeah.
Because they're all like, we're so great. This is going to be so easy.
Yeah.
We beat up these bad guys really good. How about those other 47 bad guys that are standing
That
behind?
are super silent and snuck up on everybody in 10
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
Even they were looking directly in that direction.
Right.
Right.
Oh, but all he has to do is flash the lightning eyeballs at him and they all back off, right?
No.
You didn't say the magic word.
Those bad guys are like, I hate this sorcerer crap. All right, tournament time. Finally, let's get to the freaking tournament. I can't believe we're just now getting to the tournament.
Well, and I just want to point out they walk out into the garden and have a big expo dump here too.
Yeah,
Right.
cool.
Yeah. The reason I want to point it out is because later in the movie, they're back in the garden getting more expo dump in the same costumes.
Yeah.
Exact same costumes. Where they've already changed their costumes like 3 times.
This is because, and this is actually is a really big problem for Sonya Blade, who did not bring a change of clothes because she didn't know she was going to a tournament. And so unless they've got the outworld gap somewhere on that island, she switches to cutoff jeans, back to full black jeans, back to cutoff jeans, back to full black jeans throughout the movie.
Then why does Johnny Cage and Liu Kang go back to the same outfits?
I don't. He had 9 suitcases, so I don't understand that either.
It's
but
because
it's like,
they shot that. They went, no, that's fine. Let's just shoot the next scene.
right.
Yeah.
I think there should have been a clothing store where there's one of those red turban guys who's like, we've got shorts. They got jean shorts, and that's really all we've got.
He just points over a section. It's just like 5 feet long.
Not a lot of people really come in here, actually.
Get your tournament T-shirts. Come on down.
Right. I guess this is what I'm going to wear.
Can I get a ninja suit? Nope. We only had a blue one and a yellow one. And somebody already bought those. Sorry.
Right. So the continuity, you start watching the clothes and it's like, okay, all right, cool. Didn't really think that through. At some point, she decided to cut her jeans into shorts. That makes sense. But then don't go back to the jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Tournament time. And the first fight of the tournament is Liu Kang versus DJ from Street Fighter.
But he's a tiger.
Right.
Yeah.
This dude loved his hair flips.
Yes.
Okay. And they look cool. I'm not even knocking the guy, but should just be a move. Like wait till he gets in close and then hit him with
Whack
the
him with
freaking
those.
dreads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Put like
Sure, that
rocks
would
in
hurt.
it or something.
Something.
least
Tie
annoy
little sharp beads to the end of it, man. If you're going to be whipping, you'd be whipping yourself in the face all the time. You whip them back and your neck could get cut open.
Yeah, I thought it was
Flawless
weird that they both had sticks.
Yes.
And then they put the sticks down, and then they're like, okay, we're going to do moves. Let's do moves.
Yeah.
And then they do moves, and then they go get the sticks, and then they fight. And then
The fight's
break the
good,
sticks.
though. I felt like the fight was good.
fight-
The cartwheel heel into his face,
Yep.
brutal.
Yeah.
Great.
I love
shot.
when, what are we, DJ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they're just about to start the fight,
Yeah.
and he does that flinch, and they play that tiger noise behind him.
Yes.
That was badass. And he just,
Yeah, that guy was cool.
yeah. And again, I don't know. I can feel the nostalgia in me when I watch this movie. Like, just over and over.
No, for sure.
Noticing all this stuff that was like, I liked it.
But then we found out what happens to people that lose in Mortal Kombat. Shang Tsung just comes and snatches their soul right out their body.
Right.
Right?
This time it's out the chest and
Yeah.
into his hand.
Yes.
This time.
Sometimes he likes to suck it up his nose, into his,
His eyeball, yeah.
right up his asshole.
Whoa. I did
Depends
not
who it
want
is.
that one.
Your soul is mine. That's the fun one. I don't do that much very often.
Except when he farts and it exits. And then he's like, oh, wait.
that guy back.
Get back here. I farted another soul. Dang it.
Back down to 997.
Good one. Now we got to have another tournament. Get Johnny Cage. Dang it.
No more in the butt.
No.
Just suck him in the hand, in the eye, with the whatever.
Right?
Stop with the butt thing.
If anything,
No more fart souls.
he should be plugging all of his orifices so they don't escape.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's a big plot hole.
It is a huge...
Plot hole.
You know what? This movie sucks. I just realized soul should be escaping out his anus all the time.
Wouldn't it be great
Yes.
if it was just like,
Like Ace Ventura from
just like
from the
little-
rhino. Do you see a little finger come out?
or you just
hand.
he's saying it like, your soul is mine. Oh,
Not
one more soul.
This a hand comes out the back of his pants trying to go, no.
I'm out of your mind.
goes back in.
Shang Tsung sucks, man.
All right, next fight we get really early in the tournament. Sonya versus Kano. And he comes out. I have something for you, Sonya Blade. And here comes Kano out to fight Sonya. And she's very happy that she gets to fight him. And
Yeah.
he's
Yep.
very confident. I've studied all your moves. Study this. Brrr, kick to the sternum.
Yep.
Is his chest hair from the game? The way
No, he had on.
What's your problem now, Brian?
is there a reason he had a chest hair dickie instead of just normal
What's the
chest
problem?
hair? I'm asking if that was. Is there a problem, or am I
Is
just
there
asking?
a problem?
Is that from the
That's what I'm
video
asking.
game?
It's not. He had a like a gi
He had a deep
crotch
V
suit
on
without his sleeve.
that was very sticky, and when he ripped it off,
yeah.
he was left with a.
He wasn't Australian either.
No.
That kind of happened.
They've made him since the movie. That's one of the
Yeah.
things the movie influenced the game. They made him Australian post movie.
Carl Urban plays that now.
yeah.
You think?
No, he's Johnny Cage.
He is in the new one. Carl Urban got cast as Johnny Cage.
Really?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should be Kano because Kano's basically doing
Yeah.
Billy the Butcher from The Boys.
Yep. He is. But that's a cool knife that he has.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And
Put a smile on your partner, didn't
Right. And if you got to die,
From ear to
I?
ear.
If you got to,
Did you say from here to here or from ear to ear?
the accent, I can't get.
Struggling.
Yeah, one more time.
yeah,
Bro.
yeah.
What?
Here to
Either way, it's from ear to ear. So
Yeah. He's
right.
dead, isn't he?
You want beer? What?
They fight. She's getting her ass kicked. I mean, he's like kicking her in the stomach, in the side, until she grabs his head
Yep.
with her legs, reverse Hurricanrana style, and drags him to the ground. Oh, Brian's got a problem with
What
this.
now?
This is the stupidest move.
What? It's from the game.
She catches him mid shin.
Yeah.
She can barely hold on to him. He could have easily
What?
shoved her to the side.
What? That's ridiculous.
But then it's not from the game
Yeah.
because that move was from the game.
Okay.
And if you gotta die,
If his head would have been between her thighs,
Yeah.
maybe there's muscle there,
right?
That she
Wasn't
could
it?
have.
Oh no, she
No,
cracks it.
it was like below her knee is where she had his neck.
Yeah.
It's a
How do you
question of
even-
distance.
How do you even hold?
If you're between the thighs, you're like, this is an okay way to go. If you get killed by our calves, you're like, well, this kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Can I just scoot up before
Especially-
you break my neck?
I was doing good earlier. Can I go back to that?
That's right.
It especially sucks because you have to pretend like you died.
You do.
Yeah, because that would not kill you. It wouldn't. He would have knocked her out of the way. If he was on the ground and she was like that, he
Listen,
just would have went. "Eh."
Brian, every movie that's ever existed, be it Atomic Blonde or the upcoming Ballerina or any movie where a 110-pound woman beats up 6'4" men, it's all bullshit. No offense, ladies.
But they can at least sell it
So
as if.
you have to have some certain level of disbelief when you watch a fight like this, because of course she's not going to beat him up. Like, she could fully unload as hard as she could right into his face, and he would just eat it and kill her.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Right?
Punch him in the face, get him between the thighs, have some sort of stranglehold on his neck.
Yes.
Something that makes it so he's not able to move, or at least visually looks that way.
Right.
I understand she's not as strong to do it.
Right.
Well,
But make it-
it's not called slightly dangerous.
Sell it a little bit.
It's a slightly dangerous combat.
This is fascinating, though, to have your perspective of like
Never
not knowing the
seeing it
game,
before.
Oh, yeah.
watching this movie as a movie, because
And that's what people
as
at home are going to think.
yeah,
Fascinating.
Yes.
Because as a Mortal Kombat person,
Yeah.
I'm just like Jimmy crack corn again, and I don't care again. I just was like, they're Mortal Kombat fighting. This is
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat on the screen.
See, he
So it's-
sees the move and just thinks, game.
Yeah.
You see the move and you think,
Lame.
lame. Yes.
yeah,
Nice.
good work.
I did think it was a super lame send off. Let me go. I'll give you a break. Okay. Snap. That's it.
Well, I'm like, yeah, he's foaming at the mouth. It's like little white droplets coming out. I'm like, what's he doing?
The fights are fast too.
They are.
They're really fast. They don't last long.
No. Well, this next one does. We get Johnny Cage versus Scorpion as the next fight.
Yeah, okay, so all of these have happened in a small little circle, people around.
Yeah.
The shampoo guy's watching.
Yeah.
But then for some reason,
Oh,
Shang Tsung,
I was like, wait, who? Okay, go ahead. For some reason.
he's walking in the Inception forest for
pretty
no
cool.
reason, all by himself.
No reason.
It's pretty cool.
Yes, wonderful. Yes, pretty cool. He's just going for a stroll.
Yeah.
He was very stressed. He didn't have any luggage. He's like, you know what? I need to go
Right.
get some air. And Scorpion's like, not today.
His last line didn't really work on Sonya, so he's got to think up a new one.
And so they're able to just have one of the Mortal Kombat battles without that guy there, without people around.
Yeah.
Just at any point.
Oh, absolutely. There's no, like he said, there's no rules until there's some rules, and no one really cares. It's a weird thing because this fight was supposed to be super short. This was one of two fights that they lengthened because one of the feedback they got from the original test audience was like, there's not enough fighting in your fighting movie. And so when he does that shadow kick into him, there was no portal. That was the kick that killed
That
Scorpion.
makes sense.
And so they put this like wah, 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 wah effect. It shoots him into a portal so that they could shoot a whole other scene and make it twice as long to pad it out.
What a
sense
set
now.
to build for an extra scene.
That was a reshoot. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Real cool,
this
though.
spooky scaffolding land.
Yep.
That's where he sent him to. Ooh.
It reminded me of that scene in the gorge
Oh,
when
yeah.
they're exiting. Yeah.
Yep.
Totally.
Isn't technically Scorpion
know that movie.
demon possessed?
Yeah. I
And
think so.
at this point of the lore,
But one thing that I hate being that guy. If the thing turns corners and chases after Johnny and it only ever just went in a straight line in the game, get over
Yeah.
here, straight line. But I know it's a 2D game, so like James, there's no 3D space in Mortal Kombat. But when it starts chasing him around the trees and stuff, I was like, what's happening?
Yeah,
here?
that was dumb.
What is
I
happening?
didn't.
It was too Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah.
It was very weird. And then like it must be metal or something because it
Right.
kind of rips up that tree.
Right.
And then gets.
If it could have just been the scaffolding fight, it was 10 times better. Like this whole thing that happened in the forest. And to say nothing of the fact that it's supposed to be empty, and in one of the shots, there's clearly a white car driving in the background in Outworld or wherever the hell they are. And
There's a white car
There's a
in there?
white car driving in the background in the forest.
Kids, come on, we gotta go. They're fighting.
Dad, you said we were going to go for a walk.
Now put the campfire out. We got to get out of here.
We
Did you
don't
see
have-
that thing coming out of that guy's hand?
See the arm snake?
He could cook s'mores great with that.
That puppy has worms. Don't go near that puppy. You get the s'mores.
Let's go.
We gotta go.
Go. In there.
It's cool though.
No, it's cool. And it was
Yep.
a great, genius way to like, how are we going to make this fight longer? We'll just slap a portal in there and have them go somewhere else.
Yeah, it just amazes me how Scorpion is the face of that franchise.
Yeah.
And he gets almost nothing in this movie.
No, they have a moment. I think the fight is cool. This is one of the better fights in the movie.
Yep.
They fight on the scaffolding for a while until Johnny Cage busts out some Jim Kata,
Yes.
right? I was very
Yeah.
happy to see the return of,
Absolutely.
I see you are a master of Jim Kata. Good thing there's some uneven bars in the middle of this scaffolding here.
Hippity-hop-boo.
Swing around and
About 9 times.
gets up onto the top, but Scorpion just kicks the whole scaffolding down. They hit the ground.
This was the exact
Lands on the
moment I
concrete
went,
mixer.
I wish it was somebody else. I wish it was Jean-Claude Van Damme.
yeah.
Someone that's more believable that could
Right.
grab a board above you and fling yourself up.
Right. Exactly. And this is where Scorpion goes full on, rips his mask off. It's fatality time.
One of the coolest parts. I really like
Yes.
this part.
Fun effect, yeah.
I want more ridiculousness.
Is that what he looks like out of the? It looks like Army of Darkness all of a sudden, right? He was just like
I swallow your soul.
looking around, breathes fire, and all of a sudden Johnny Cage is Captain America.
Yeah.
And he just
with a flaming shield.
blocks it with a shield, throws his own spear nicks him in the arm, cuts his belly. He's full of like hot magma, like gushers, like the middle of whatever in gushers is coming out of his like
Yeah.
That's what's in
know,
these things. I think.
whatever it's in this.
Yeah.
And then his head explodes.
Yeah.
And then his body explodes.
He cuts his head in half.
Yeah.
Oh, the skull.
He
That's
cuts
right.
With his
skull in
saw
half with
blade,
a
flaming
shield.
saw blade
Yeah,
shield.
and it was awesome. Did you have a problem with that too?
No, I mean, it's a little ridiculous. If it was a different movie, you would have been like, "Oh, sure, that'll cut a skull."
no,
but it's
no.
Mortal Kombat based off a video game, so James goes, "Bring it, anybody
Yeah,
who wants
exactly.
to say this isn't ridiculous." That
Yes.
an old rusty shield laying in this abandoned scaffolding kingdom can
Yeah.
cut a piece of bone in half.
That's what it's made to do, Brian.
I know. I'm just saying. I agree with
Did
you.
you see the movie?
That thing was made to cut skulls. When whoever made that shield for whatever ancient battle,
I'm sure.
whatever ancient battle that was made for, they're like, we don't want this to hurt anybody, so we're gonna block stuff, but not to be too sharp.
Yeah.
Like, no, it was made to cut skulls open.
We'll put the skull cutter shield right
Yeah.
here, just in case Scorpion gets in a fight.
Well,
on
that
your-
was somebody died in that spot that was fighting a battle long ago in Scaffolding Land. Whatever they were trying to build and didn't get built,
It was
they had a big
Minecraft
fight
before its
over
time,
it.
right?
when that bamboo pile at Menards tipped over and they just it all set on fire.
Just
Yeah.
killed the guy. So he never got a chance to cut a skull. So his ghost, somewhere swimming around in Shang Tsung's anus, is really happy that his shield
Do you
finally
think
got
that soul just went and just like went right to Shang Tsung
so.
or whatever?
I
we're
think
calling
so. He walked into this construction accident and was like, this is great. And just sucked all these souls right up.
it? Yep, right. in his
Right
mouth,
through
just
his
like
nipples. Just
like a long noodle.
Hey, Tommy, you in here?
Flawless
You float
victory.
around in
Flawless
it.
victory. Flawless victory.
this is great. I don't want that shield though. We'll leave it there.
That's the first cut.
Don't touch that. That will cut you very easily.
But Brian, this is actually the movie is too tame if you look at Mortal Kombat. This is the closest we
They
get.
never have those fatalities. I know.
Yeah, this is the game is gruesome, especially the current ones, and this is the closest I feel like the movie gets to Mortal Kombat. Is what happens to Scorpion here.
Yep, that's nitpick too. Is that this isn't really
It should be a hard R.
It should be a hard R, and
Yeah.
there should be a lot more gore, but
But they wanted the kiddos.
they wanted the kiddos. But because the kiddos were the ones that were playing it. That was back when parents didn't care as much about
No,
the
you'd be at
children.
the
And then
arcade.
you could go play Mortal Kombat on Super Nintendo
Right.
for hours and hours and hours.
Or there was a line at a Mortal Kombat machine at the
Yep.
arcade, like at Ben Franklin,
Oh.
and there wasn't somebody there going, "I'm sorry, how old are you before you play this?"
Yeah.
Yes.
No, you just
No.
go put your quarter in and you could.
They're
play.
like making bank.
right.
Yeah.
They didn't give a crap.
I just want to be clear too. I would like more skull cutting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As ridiculous as I think it is, it should have been littered throughout the whole movie. Stuff like that.
It should have. You're right
Yes.
about that.
in the
100%.
video game Mortal Kombat movie, yeah.
Yeah.
The next fight is the best one in the whole movie. Katana versus Liu Kang.
Nope.
Super cash.
Yeah.
Right.
What's up, boo thing? You want to grab my arm, bend me over a little bit? Huh? Tell me some secrets.
In your next battle, use the element that brings life. What?
Could you just freaking say water?
Yeah, she's been talking the whole time, like, "Hey, what's up, man? It's good to see you again." Hey, but then when she has to tell the secret, that's what
Right.
it is. And I looked; it is literally 3 minutes later.
Yes.
that she pops back up. It's like,
Oh, I know.
Remember what I said?
And with the voiceover and everything, like, remember 5 minutes ago?
No, 3 minutes ago.
No.
It was 3 minutes.
3 minutes ago?
Why can't she just say,
can't
in
she-
the next fight, use that bucket of water that's going to be sitting right there?
Right.
Not
Yeah.
the element that brings life.
And Shang
Carbon?
Tsung's like-
you want me to use carbon?
You talking about my sperm?
yeah.
Bucket! Grab the bucket!
I'm glad he didn't think it was sperm. It would have changed the whole thing.
Just frozen sperm just going right at Sub-Zero.
It's like a machine gun.
The frozen bubble is getting bigger and bigger. It's getting bigger and bigger, and Liu Kang's like, well, and just pulls them down.
He pulls out a picture of the girl.
Of Katana.
Yeah.
Oh, God, here he comes.
No!
How
Sub-Zero's
fast?
just like,
Sub-Zero would have just powered down.
my one weakness, masturbation.
Whoa, dude.
And he's like, it worked.
Stop. Just stop. I concede. Okay.
Can't stop now. I've already started.
Good God.
I'm
me
going
a
to get
minute.
blue balls. Just hold on. Sub.
Those are different souls leaving your body.
Can you lick your lips, please?
He pissed off
Mr. Zero.
Shang Tsung.
Real slow.
Direct eye contact. That's all I want. is direct eye
Just
contact.
can you just? I know you're doing the ice ball thing, but could you just rub your nipples a little, just a little bit? Sub. That's
right.
Sub. Please hold on.
Look
I'm
me
almost
in the
there.
eye.
I'm almost there. Right here. Right here. right here.
Just makes a little icicle.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God, I'm losing it.
Shang Tsung is very disappointed in Katana, right? They're like, who won? No one wins the fight. He just like,
Well, why were they
this fight's
fighting?
over.
Yeah,
I don't know, for
like-
the tournament.
It's cool when Sub-Zero gets impaled, though.
Yeah, so what happens here is the next fight is Liu Kang versus Sub-Zero, and we kind of skipped through it, but I did like the entrance. Raiden strolls in, right? He's like, I guess this is a perfect spot to leave a bucket of the element that brings life, right?
Katana told me to do the scavenger hunt thing, so yeah, put a bucket of water here.
They don't speak. I love how all of a sudden Liu Kang's standing around going, hello? And here comes Sub-Zero down the steps, poses right in front of him. Liu Kang does his pose, and they just start fighting.
Yep.
Nothing. I really liked that. And the fight itself was pretty good
Yep.
for as short as it was. It was pretty short. But there is a hilarious moment that happens. There's a big giant ramp, and Sub-Zero backflips down a decline incredibly well
Right.
without breaking his ass. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then here comes Liu Kang. It just runs and does a little hop.
He Mario Brothers down that.
Wahoo! Wahoo! And it's down. And from what I read, he was supposed to do the same flip thing down after him, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So he just runs down and hippity hops.
Yeah,
And
hippity
it
hop.
looks ridiculous.
He literally pumps his arm.
He does. He's like,
like he's
"Wahoo!"
hitting a block above his head. He goes, whoa.
Just to fix that, don't have this long delay while he's flipping down and then you wait to run down after because it looks terrible. Just follow running right after him as he's flipping. It looks like you're chasing him, and then you don't have to flip around and all that stuff.
Or don't run. Just walk down slow. Like, I don't need to do that.
Or that.
I'm just coming to kick your
Just-
ass.
just
That would
stalk
be
him.
way cooler.
Any of those things.
Sure.
But to wait 5 seconds and then go,
Let's go.
I got it.
a couple of these moments with his cartwheel over the rock earlier and this stuff, I'm like, all right, cool, man. But then, yes,
Parkour.
Sub-Zero gets into this freaking squat pose, and it looks like he's pulling this cold power from deep within his testicles.
Yeah.
Right? He is just like,
And that's why Liu Kang was like, "Oh, it's time! It's time!
Yep.
Now I know what she meant."
Start jerking off.
this bubble just starts getting big as huge ice bubble, and Liu Kang even kicks a bucket over, and that freezes.
It burns his arm. And
Right.
then he's like, owie. And he falls
And
down.
Katana
and
comes
then-
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. You know what else is wet, Lou?
The element that brings life.
It's my cha-cha.
And he literally says, "Water? You think?"
I know. Water.
And
I wanted
he-
someone else to be like,
And that bucket's still full enough?
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, he grabs the other, but there's two buckets. He grabs the other bucket
yeah.
and softball fast pitch style
Yeah. Just up over the arm.
under that
He's-
thing.
Shot putting that thing.
Right.
He swings it like 3-4 times. Like, it's good, man.
Right.
It's centrifugal force. It's not going to come out of
The
there.
bubble's going to be gone. Hurry up.
And
Yes.
launches an ice spear straight into his gut
Yeah.
and pins Sub-Zero to the wall and freezes his entire body. Sub-Zero's done.
Yep. Flawless victory.
That's the first time.
That's where the Red Hood comes in with a broom,
No, it isn't.
sweeping
Do you
him
know
up.
what in the game what a flawless victory is?
If you didn't get hit at all.
Yeah, right, exactly. It would the voiceover would say, "Flawless victory."
Yep.
Yeah, they're just spouting catchphrases for no reason.
It's fine.
Hadouken!
So finally,
Not that one.
Goro comes out after Sub-Zero and Scorpion get killed. And he's like, "So now I should start kicking dudes' asses." And Shang's
And
like,
then not actually show it.
"Yeah." They dump 30 extras onto this
Oh,
pile
it's
of
so
rock
long. Yeah.
These are all the
blood.
guys I'm like, where were you on the
after
boat?
the other after on the same pile of rock.
I wouldn't be shocked if the same guy came out twice.
100% in a
Like,
different
just
key.
like maybe not even in a different key, just like fell down at a different angle.
Yeah.
And they were just like, quick cut, quick
Or
cut,
at least
quick cut.
intertwine some shots of Goro. You can't. I guess I don't
Yeah.
know. Was it a joke? Was it written that way?
Well,
But
I think
No, I
it's
think-
just that he can only have so many moves, and they had to show him in the next.
And apparently he broke down as much as the shark in Jaws did. Like it was constantly on the fritz. So, you know, they had to do what they had to do. And I'm thrilled they did it practically and not digital.
No, I agree.
Especially how Reptile looked. Can you
Yeah,
imagine?
if they
Yes.
did that.
Oh, God. But it looks great. And here's what sucks is the next time Goro's in a Mortal Kombat movie, you think he's going to be practical? No way. He'll be CGI 100%.
he was.
And I'll take this. Oh, they did him again later, CGI?
Did you see the new Mortal Kombat?
Was he in that one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, see, I only saw
Well,
it once.
a Goro monster
Yeah,
was in there.
I already don't remember. I saw it one time. I liked it, but I just never went back.
It's where Cole gets his spirit armor.
Oh, got it.
remember?
Okay. I do love that Hiroyuki Sanada is Scorpion in that. I love that guy. So
Yeah. Well, we can do that.
we'll talk about that at that time. But anyway, I'm like, 100% that's going to be CGI, and it's I don't care how good the CGI is. I'll take this Goro any day of the week because he's there, and it just feels different to your brain.
I had that exact thought. I
Yeah.
appreciated that I was watching a 90s movie that still had practical effects.
Yes. But then when Reptile came, like, no, don't do that.
Right.
So you made the right decision with Goro and the wrong decision with the lizard.
Right.
But it's all right. I appreciated it. But
Till
Goro
they
starts
make the
kicking
right
ass.
decision with the.
Then it's time for Art Lean to fight Goro, and he's doing. I like to do the splits and pop back up, and he's like
Trying to
clearly-
do it best he can. Yeah.
feeling
Okay,
good.
I'm gonna say it right now. I'm relatively sure I could beat Goro. He's the slowest thing you ever saw in your life. There's no way he just walks all slow and has these forearms in the air.
And
I'm
Art's-
pretty sure that
Art's
like
peppering in some jabs.
yeah, he just you punch him in the nuts and run around the other side and hit him in the butt and run around the other side. And I don't think he's not that quick, but Art gets his.
Art is in such a trance doing his warm up in the ring.
Yeah.
That Goro walks in, screams.
Yeah.
Everybody looks at him, walks all the way to the ring, gets in the ring, and Art finally goes, "Oh, what the hell?"
Yeah.
Right.
And-
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say it doesn't go real well for him. Like, he hits him a couple times, and Goro's just like smacking him around. He's beating on his chest. He's holding him with his other two hands.
Yeah.
And you hear Sonya Blade, yeah, use the kick.
Right.
And I'm like, use the kick. I'm an 8-foot freaking monster, and I'm trying to not get killed.
Yeah, I love how he gets a hit in and they all go, "Yep, here's where it's gonna turn around." It doesn't work.
I didn't think
None
to
of it
use the
worked.
kick. I'm a martial artist. Thank you for the tip.
Should I punch him too?
Should I try that?
Right.
That didn't work. He runs over there. I did the kick. What do I do?
Yeah, and Goro's biggest move is the scream because he does it a million times.
Yeah. I just needed that. Now that you've said sloth, I need at the end, like, Goro, you're going to come live with me now. At the end, where Liu Kang takes Goro home, right?
He's got forearms.
He's got a baby Ruth. There you go. Come on.
Be awesome, dude. All right. Artleen gets got, and they're all yelling like he's the most important. No, not Art. We talked to him once on the boat. No.
Not even on the boat. It was before he
Right.
got on the boat.
And they're so upset they need another pep talk from Raiden in the garden.
Yep.
Yeah.
In their clothes they showed up in. You must fight your worst fears, all of you.
Yeah.
You are afraid of needing help at any time. You are afraid of being a fraud or people thinking you're a fraud. What about me? You are afraid of your destiny.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
And he's like,
very accurate.
fear is your enemy. And if you do not conquer it, you will all be defeated.
Okay,
pep
goodbye.
talk. Okay, good pep talk, Raiden. Cool.
See you guys later.
And Lambert, not to cast any aspersions on Lambert, but when he whispers in Sonya's ear, he is this close to licking her ear. He's in sideways.
For
and
sure.
And I just was like, he was that close. It looked like he was going to.
Yeah.
And then at the last second, I thought, I shouldn't do this. And then backed out of it.
You can read it.
You can totally read it.
Yeah.
You're like,
100%.
I who don't trust anyone.
that's what I was thinking of that stupid movie that we watched where the guy
Kill and Kill Again.
Kill and
where
Kill
he-
Again.
That's
Thank you.
his lead move is
Add up.
how you like that?
Johnny Cage challenges Goro early because he has a real big heart-to-heart with Sonya Blade on a rock. Go find a rock to stand on the beach.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't you dare do this to protect me, Johnny Cage. I'm not doing it to protect you. I'm doing it because I can't watch him kill you.
This time. But earlier in the movie, when I sent you to go find him, it would have been fine then. That's
right.
I would have been fine with it then.
You are the most egotistical man I've ever met. Yeah, but you forgot good looking. Okay.
No, she didn't. She just didn't want to say it.
So he goes in to fight Goro, and Shang Tsung's like, I accept your challenge.
Yeah, you
but
make-
I reserve the right to challenge the winner or someone else of my choosing at the location deemed necessary
What was
by
that?
me.
What did you?
Or someone else of my choosing. Like he very slips that in there. Like I will challenge the winner or somebody else after this,
Yeah.
to the final battle that will decide the entire tournament because I'm going to pick a girl because I don't want.
I feel like Raiden at this time.
That's why he picked her. That's why he got Sonya Blade there.
Right. I feel like Raiden was eating his lunch at this point and heard this conversation and went, oh no! And then took off in a bolt of lightning and like, Johnny, what the fuck? He's gonna pick the girl now, you stupid. My sandwich.
Yeah, and he just built up Sonya's confidence. He's like, Kano, listen,
Yeah.
she's just gonna put her ankles like around your neck. Just pretend like you're dead, okay?
That's fine. All right. We get Goro now versus Johnny Cage. And he comes out with the sunglasses on. That's when Goro should have known it was his ass at that point, right then and there.
Just
He
crushing him.
comes out with the shades in. You know it's over. He grabs his wrist, crushes his $500 sunglasses.
Yeah.
Right? Roar! And he's like, all right, is it time to start yet? Right? He's like, yep, fight. Right into the splits, right in the nuts.
He says, I have a plan. Johnny Cage says, I have a plan.
Yeah.
I watched the last fight and I noticed his nuts are very low down. It's easy pickings.
The
after
distance from his face to his nuts is vast.
Yeah, people act like after he gets nut punched that, okay, well, Johnny Cage has this in the bag now.
Yeah.
Like he
It's a
blood
great-
sports him.
For a mechanical face, his reaction to getting kicked in the nuts is awesome. He's like,
and very accurate.
His pupils grow.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It is. It's really
that's
good.
why I fully believe this thing got kicked in the nuts.
Well, and just because
in the
that
nuts,
was
yeah.
such a move in the game,
Right.
I think that might have been the first time I stood up and cheered in a movie.
Yeah.
As a kid.
You were like, yeah.
Yeah, you did the thing.
He did the thing that he got from that other guy that does the thing. Right?
That's the second, third head thing.
That's right. Literally, he does it in Bloodsport. Have you ever seen Bloodsport? Yeah.
No.
Oh,
I've seen that one.
all right.
Okay, you did.
Put
but
up
you,
your Frank Dukes. Let's get down to
It
it.
was like 2 months ago, though.
Yeah.
So what?
And there's a time
I went over Curt.
where there's this big guy.
It's off the list.
There's a big guy in Bloodsport that's beating up all these dudes, and he finally has to face Van Damme in the tournament. And
that's what Van
he
Damme
runs
does.
in for the bear hug, and he just drops, and not just straight in the nuts, but up underneath his.
And just lifts him up into.
Bang!
Ooh.
And this guy,
No, thank you.
Slow motion with the
all he has to do is just push his forehead, and he's like, "All right, goodbye."
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's
perfect.
That's where he got that
Yes,
from.
100%. Which is still, I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't a great moment. One of the best moments in this movie is when he punches Goro in the nuts and then runs away.
Yep.
Genius. He pulls the move I used to do in Double Dragon where I would lure the bad guys to the edge just so I could get an easy, quick kill by just knocking them off. I didn't have to fight the big abobos that are like, I'm like,
That wasn't his plan, though.
no,
He was
probably
just running away.
just running away.
He should have
Well, I
got him
think
the
it
nuts and
was.
then started giving it to him.
Right?
Yeah,
Doing what? He should have started giving
It to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was bent over, big pupils. Now he's supposed to
I
start
just
fighting him.
tickled your nuts. Now come outside on this cliff and I'll finish you off, Goro.
Finish him.
Yeah, finish him means a whole different thing.
Yeah.
He's standing on the side of the doorway, so when Goro comes out onto this cliffside, where is he?
I'm here for my hands job.
And you see, it's all done from far away because it had to be animated. This part, right?
Yeah.
And he kicked one roundhouse kick, and Goro is suddenly hanging from the edge of this cliff, which is very. Those are $500 glasses, asshole. Kicks him off the ledge. He's holding on. This is where you fall down.
Yeah.
Slips off. Goro's
Falls
dead.
into space.
Here's the thing. A great moment. As a kid, my favorite moment in the entire movie was when Johnny Cage fought Goro and beat him. And beat him so convincingly.
Absolutely.
Right?
So convincingly.
Yes, like it was 3 hits and he's dead. Right? He hit him in the nuts. He runs up, roundhouse kicks him off the thing, and he's gone.
I think that's why it wasn't convincing to me, because it was too easy.
It's so easy. Johnny Cage is a badass. This is what I'm saying. I don't think people realize he is
Maybe in the game.
In the game, one of the
was.
so you could be Johnny Cage and beat Goro in the game. So of course Johnny Cage could beat Goro in the movie.
Sure.
Right? But Goro has 4 hands. Why are you holding on with one, buddy?
I thought that too. Why didn't he climb?
He's got 4 hands. The other 3 are just hanging there. No.
He did a special move.
You're not gonna
He's
come
still
home with
holding
me.
his.
He's still
holding his junk.
holding his
It still
junk.
hurt.
The bottom 2 are busy.
This cliff looks terrible, but my nuts
Reassembling his.
He's got a bag of frozen peas. He's just holding it against it.
Got it. All right, now
Rice,
makes
rest,
perfect
ice, compression.
it's
Compression.
As
Very
soon-
much compression.
As soon as Goro's dead, he's like, Shang Tsung's like, I challenge the girl. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grabs her, takes off. It was like,
As soon as
That.
he heard Goro go, ah, he's like,
No take backs.
I challenge her to Mortal Kombat. Right into this portal.
Yeah.
Okay. And back to Outworld because he gets to pick the venue for the fight, right? And this is where Raiden comes up and he's like,
See, you idiot.
Yeah.
This is why you don't do that.
and he goes, Liu Kang comes to the realization, she has to accept the match or there can be no Mortal Kombat. I have nothing else to teach you. That was what you were trying to get him to figure out?
All this time.
Okay. Go to Outworld and save your girlfriend that you met yesterday. Okay, cool. Off into the portal they go.
This is where the movie starts for me.
Yeah?
Yep, this is my favorite part. From here to the credits
end
is where it gets great.
And it is great.
Yep.
And you're right.
I will agree. I like the rest of the movie more than I like the beginning part of the movie.
Oh,
Yep.
thank God. All right. I thought we were
we
gonna
got
be
that
throwing
out.
down for the rest of this movie. I love what, and so we had talked about, they go to Outworld to find Shang Tsung and fight, but we were talking about how they extended the movie with adding fights.
Right.
The other fight they had to reshoot after the fact was the reptile fight.
Oh.
So initially he finds Reptile. He's like, hold on, there's something over here, and goes over by the wall, grabs him out of the invisibility cloak or whatever he's using, throws him into the rib cage of this statue, which like comes alive and eats him, this like gargoyle statue.
Yes.
And in the movie originally, and in the novelization, it's still in there, he just dies that way and he doesn't come out. But because they needed to add in another fight, he shoots out of that, knocks him into another location that they shot at, and they have this fight. And then that's why he ends up back in the same statue at the end for him to step on and crush, because that's what happened in the
They already
and they
had that film.
sneak in another fight scene. So it's really interesting how they sneak in a whole new fight scene.
They sneak
Yeah, that
in
was
the
good.
best fight scene. From
It's the best
movie.
fight in
It
the
is
whole
best
movie.
fight in
For
the
sure.
whole-
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's awesome.
That's what I was going to say. The only thing that I was thinking though while I was watching it is like, hey, Johnny, what are you doing? Because he was right outside, saw him get kicked through the wall, and just
no,
like
he's not.
looking in the.
This was 8 months later.
He should have like at least had him come out and get kicked in the face or something,
Right.
knocked out.
Lyndon
or
Ashby
whatever.
comes in with a beard and he cut his hair because like they're not shooting the movie anymore.
He was shooting that ski or that ice skating movie
right
that he was
that
in.
he was
after
in right after that. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
One
That's
of the
where he was.
One of the reasons this is the best fight is they throw physics to the window a little bit,
Yeah,
which is how it works in video games.
100%.
Right.
A lot of the, I would say almost all of the fights before this have been so true to physics and real fights.
And good fights.
Yeah, they're good fights, but they're not video game fights the way you want video game fights to be.
Right.
But you know why the two add-ons are the best fights in the movie?
Because they came later.
Robin Show choreographed them himself because they didn't have the choreographer because they shot it 8 months later. So the guy that plays Liu Kang literally choreographed both of those fights.
Oh, that's
and that's
awesome.
why they're better.
Yeah.
And he incorporated wire work and stuff he was doing in Hong Kong for years that would later become very famous when The Matrix did it, but they actually did it in Mortal Kombat, some of that stuff first.
The wire work is so cool. When he kicks him and he starts back flipping
Yes.
through the
Yeah.
wall.
Right.
That stuff is awesome.
Yeah, Robin brought all that in from his Hong Kong days, and that's why it's a different fight than all the other ones.
You can see the life bars on the top of the screen for
Yes.
these
Yes.
two, like
Yeah.
when they're fighting and they're
Yes.
blocking each other and they're kicking,
great.
punching. It's awesome.
Robin breaks 2 ribs in this fight when he gets thrown into that pillar. I don't know if you remember that part of the
Yeah.
fight. 2 busted ribs.
Jeez.
He actually, Reptile's kicking his ass for most of this fight.
Yep. 'Cause
Until
he's
he,
the secret character. He's
Yeah.
the hardest thing in the game.
until
Yeah.
he busts out the freaking, well, he gets the
Bicycle
bicycle kick. Yes, that was awesome.
Yep.
Probably the coolest move in the whole movie.
Which wouldn't have been in the movie if they hadn't reshot the scene.
And it could have looked real cheesy.
Oh,
They did it
yeah.
wrong.
No. When he hits him with that Hurricanrana, too, Liu Kang gets him like Sonya, but flips him. It was just, the whole thing is really, really good. Mm-hmm. And then ultimately, like I said, tosses his ass back out into the statue to die.
Right.
He turns
and then
into
squashes
maggots.
the bugs.
Right. Yeah. You got to end up in the same spot. That's the only limitation if you're going to sneak this into the movie, right? And then he walks back out like, "Oh, hey Johnny, what's up? I was just in there doing something."
Johnny stands up from tying his shoes.
Right.
Hey, where have you been?
That's why Katana just strolls out like, "Hey guys, let's go. I'm gonna show you my crib. We're walking
Right.
around. This is our world." 'Cause they're acting like a fight didn't just happen because
Right.
it didn't. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So what's up? This is where we hang out. Down here.
My dad used to own this place.
Right?
Here's where I kissed my first boy 9,000 years ago. I was really nervous.
It's really nice. They got street lamps all down the street and everything.
This is when I started calling water the thing that brings life. It's really hard to order at a restaurant. Can I get a glass of the thing that elephant that brings life? Elephant? The elephant that brings life?
When you go now, they got to go into I don't know how many times I saw this movie, and I didn't realize it was the freaking Black Tower from the game
Yes.
that go up.
Yes.
Until this time when
Where
I
you
watched
would
it.
do your missions.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Or the towers where you'd go,
around the thing.
Right, exactly.
and so she's like, when you enter the Dark Tower or the Black Tower, whatever she calls it, you will face 3 challenges. You must face your enemy, you must face yourself, and you must face your fear. And I'm like, Black Tower. And then they do the whole zoom in, and I'm like, have I been asleep every time I watch this movie? How did I not figure
It's
this
so
out?
good,
I was
right?
like, oh, yeah, it's great.
yeah.
Yep.
He's got to go up the freaking tower. I'm like, this is just
Well, and they still have those in the game.
to this day.
Yeah.
Multiple of them.
I love how Shang Tsung put Sonya in a little Spartan cheerleader outfit to cheer
Yeah.
her up.
One more outfit.
Yeah, right. Like, we have you prisoner, but would you put this on?
Do you have those shorts? No, I don't have the tank top or the shorts. Well, I got something. And I brought.
I gotta go get it.
Listen, I brought some hairspray and a blow dryer too. Let's give you a
Tease
blowout.
the hell out of that hair.
Yeah.
Which was a bad choice to do when you're CGIing her into this set because her hair looked so weird when she turned her head. It's like because
of the green
you could
screen.
tell she was like a sticker on that set.
Yes.
Right.
100%. And all these monks are surrounding her and the room with Shang Tsung. And she says, I don't accept your challenge. I'm not going to fight you, Shang Tsung. My friends will rescue me. Phew. My friends will come for me.
Yeah. Good thing she didn't go, I'll fight you right now. Because then the whole tournament's over. Because then everything's
They all get there.
Yeah.
Oh no, Sonya!
She's broken in half on the ground. How do you think that fight would have gone?
Right.
Not great. No. She would have gone for the little leg crushing move and gotten just torn in half.
Soul is mine.
That's
He
it.
would have went, it up, and then it would have been all over.
Not in that position.
No. But I'm assuming she doesn't know the rules. She's just refusing to fight because she wasn't there when they figured it out in front of her.
No, I think she's just like, you're probably going to kick my ass.
Right.
I'm not doing it.
My friends are going to come save me. Your friends are already here. And Johnny takes off his hood and Liu Kang takes off his hood. And Shang Tsung's like, all right, fine. I challenge Johnny Cage to the Mortal Kombat. And Johnny's like, I'm like, all right, I challenge that monk that's lighting the candles over there. And that monk's like, what? No, I'm not.
Hey!
Nope, that challenge doesn't matter. Nope, that challenge doesn't matter. This one does, though. When Liu Kang walks up and goes, I challenge you. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's the one we have to listen to.
He's such a freaking puss here. He's trying to challenge everybody but Liu Kang.
Right.
And I got goosebumps watching it this time when Liu Kang stepped forward. Was like, I challenge you.
Yep.
I am Liu Kang, the descendant of Kung Lao, and I challenge you to Mortal Kombat. Do you accept? Oh, it's so good.
Yep.
Awesome.
You would have been cooler.
Yeah.
Is if he said for these reasons and named reasons that were actually like honorable to the reasons why his people wanted him to go.
Right.
Not
You're
just
right, maybe.
my brother.
Right.
Yeah.
But still cool moment.
Yes.
But when that music starts, it's like that's when you get that's when I got the goosebumps again watching it today.
Right.
And was like, God, this music is so damn good.
He does, to his credit, he accepts the fight.
Yep.
Right. And they have a little fight where it's pretty even. They're blocking, a lot of blocking and fighting or whatever.
This is a good fight too.
Until Lou freaking catches him with one and breaks his lip open.
Yeah.
You fool.
You made me bleed my own blood.
If he bleeds, we can kill it.
Yeah.
He goes, you fool. And he starts to charge up. And my thing was like, why are you letting him charge up his powers? And Luke just like punch him while he's mid-charge on whatever spell he's about to shoot out his ass. He's like, and everyone always just stands there and lets him charge it up.
Yeah.
Come in
Same
there with the
Sub-Zero.
freaking kick.
Right.
Right?
Unless it's like magic. Huh?
Right.
What?
What's
They're
he
just
doing?
shocking, right.
Just a little shock. Yeah.
No. And you get Kitana, who's, I don't know, they're just in the stands at this point.
Cheering him on.
Go, Liu Kang. Face your enemy.
Yeah.
Right? It's like,
Welcome everybody to the 10th round of Mortal Kombat. Tonight we've got Liu Kang and Shang Tsung. And right about now, Liu is about to face his self or whatever.
he's a face your enemy.
Face your enemy.
All
Face
these-
your enemy.
He picks the best souls that he has up inside of him, I guess.
I
don't know.
guess. And shoots him out the outhouse.
They come flying out these circles. One of them's our boy from Samurai Cop.
Yes.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Akamura.
He was also in G.I. Joe,
I was
Rise
just
of
like,
Cobra.
let's freaking go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which
There
one
was,
he?
and then there was Genghis Khan.
The bald guy that's in Big Trouble in Little China with the 6-shooters and he just has the Fu
Oh,
Manchu.
yeah.
That guy.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
The Rock shows up.
Yeah, the
Yes.
Rock. It's like, that's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I was
Yeah.
like, well, he's laying the smack down.
It's awesome. Liu Kang slaps the dust off these fools.
They get out of the hole and he just kicks them right back into it. Nope, that's not. This isn't hard. You guys aren't my Mortal Kombats. Yeah.
He beats the crap out of these dudes, and then you hear Katana go, "Face yourself."
Which is him walking up the
And
stairs.
he goes, "You will die. You might be able to see into my soul, but you don't own it." And then that's it. 2 lines. He walks upstairs, and then she goes, "Face your fear." And I want to be like, "Oh, that was it?
Yeah,
that was
just
the
going
face
up
yourself."
the stairs. That was it.
That one
Should-
was
you-
much easier.
You should have made it 2 things. Because the second thing is
Yourself
really
and
easy.
your fear are kind of the same thing.
I was waiting for Shadow Link to show up.
The second thing you can kind of just go, nuh-uh. And then you just have to go, no. And then it's done.
Or Scott Pilgrim. Where's Nega?
Nega Ninja.
Nega
Yeah.
Liu
Yes.
Kang. That's what we needed.
Right.
I swear that's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
And all he had to do was
He just checks himself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Looking good. Let's go up there.
face yourself. Done. Right? And then he goes, face your fear. And he turns into little bro. And little bro's like, bro. And the spikes start coming out of the Mortal Kombat symbol on the floor.
Yeah.
Bro,
The foil.
we're going to go over here. We should jump on these spikes. It'd be pretty cool. Right? And he's like, I want to show you something.
Yeah.
You want to, should we do it? You are not my brother. Right?
You know how I know? Because 2 seconds ago, you were a sorcerer in a coat, and now you're this guy. It's not a hard leap.
No, it's really not.
You imagine him trying to fool him by being that like just puts his coat over his head and then comes back out.
It's so
as his
stupid.
brother.
Even for the split second, because there isn't even a split second where he's like, "Oh, are you
He changes right in front of him.
right in front
At
of
least
him?"
if Shang Tsung like ran around the door and then changed and came back and went, Lou, you wouldn't believe it. There's a guy. Did you see that old guy running past me?
Yeah, he goes behind the rock. Oh, hi, what's your name? He plays a whole scene with him by himself.
He's standing behind
I'm his brother.
He's changing
it's good
into
to
his
see
brother's
you.
clothes.
Yeah,
standing
he's
behind
right
the
out there. Why don't you head out to see him? Okay, no problem.
It's definitely me, Shang Tsung back here. It's me back here.
Oh
Your
my
brother's
gosh.
out there.
He ran away before I could get him. He's long gone. What's up?
He was actually really friendly. He was friendly
Right.
and attractive. I like that guy. Yeah.
He gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
I think he does, but I think he's just trying to be friends with you.
I don't think this Outworld thing is so bad.
I'll call him. We'll call him.
Call him.
Cool. The phone's on these spikes. We
Put your head down on there.
just got to jump
Down there.
off here.
We're gonna take a shortcut.
Let's do a trust fall. You face that way.
Oh my gosh! And then he, of course, sees through it, and he says, "All these souls, and you don't have one of your own." Right? Which made me think of Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Literally, after we
Right.
just watched it. And he says, "Save your pity for the weak." Great line delivery from Carrie, and he backs off. Liu Kang backs off to have more space to fight, and Shang Tsung runs at him, and this is where he just beats
Puts
the
a
crap.
straight molly whop on
30.
this hoe for sure.
And the rapid fire punch sound effect, pop, pop, ba-da-da-da-da, pop, pop, sounds so crisp,
So awesome.
so clean.
This is where Ip Man, Liu Kang walked so Ip Man could run.
It's great, dude. Smacks him down, launches him onto the spikes with his firepower
Yep.
at the last second there.
Yeah, and you're like, finally, the whole
Right.
movie. You're
Yes.
just waiting to see some Liu Kang moves.
Something.
Right.
And then he goes, flawless victory.
No, it is the last. That's not flawless at all. You got hit a lot by a lot of people.
All the spirits come up. Little bros, ghost starts
Yeah.
floating past him like, I'm free from his anus.
Yeah, apparently
All of them.
Enya was in there too, because when they all start coming out, it's like the return to innocence.
That was actually the whale soul that he got by accident when he was on that boat.
That's why you could only hold 1,000 in there, because there was a whale in there.
Just a whale that swims past him. That would have
I
been
need to make my quota.
Right.
What's up? I'll see you in heaven, dog. Right? Like, and then he floats back up there and we'll be reunited one day. And, all right, cool. And then they all go back. Like, the real Mortal Kombat is the friends who made along the way.
Oh, it's like a teen
Yes.
comedy all of a sudden.
Absolutely.
It's like Raiden was the principal of the high school and like, you guys.
I never had a doubt.
They're back in the monastery, and Shao Kahn's head explodes through the monastery
Yes.
tower. Right? I've come for your souls. I don't think so.
Strike a pose.
Strike a pose. Pose it out
Yep.
for the sequel. Boom. That's Mortal Kombat.
Awesome ending, too.
Yep.
Such a cool last moment of the movie.
Wouldn't that have been a cool movie if it happened? Because it didn't.
How'd they fumble this, dude? They had a perfect lead up, and they fumbled it hard.
It's one of the greatest disappointments in my life.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you're not disappointed in this episode so far, but now that we've gone through it scene by scene, we are going to give this thing some awards. One way we have to try and make this movie better is to look at it and go, okay, they didn't have money for big stars, $20 million, which is why there's a bunch of no names in it. and they could spend it all on everything else they had to do. But what if money was no object? What if they had an extra $20 million to give to one Arnold Schwarzenegger? Can you imagine if Arnie had been in freaking Mortal Kombat in '95?
Okay.
It'd be awesome.
I would have loved him then as Kano.
SK, him doing. I'm from Australia. Okay,
It's perfect.
that's right. I'm a bit of an underground boss myself.
I hate
Come on,
turkey.
You hate turkey. Come on, we'd go and walk about in the bush. Okay,
Yeah.
right?
No, I think
that's
that'd
him
be great.
doing an Australian accent. Good day, mate.
We pulled another stream.
Another Bobby.
That's right. Let's do it now. Right? I mean, stop it. That'd be awesome. I think, well, let's see what Seth had to say. Seth goes Raiden. First of all, absolute respect to the Highlander, who did great in my opinion, but watching this movie with Arnold in mind, Raiden feels like an easy choice. Imagine him just kind of popping up to shoot some lightning and toss out motivational speeches is hilarious. Also, let's face it, if he was anyone in the actual tournament, the movie would have lasted 15 minutes. He'd just show up on the island. Listen, I challenge Goro right now. Right? It would have been it, dude.
I'll arm wrestle all 4 arms.
That's right. Arnie ended up being in Mortal Kombat in
yes.
in 11 and
Yeah,
the new
he was
one.
one of the guests in the
Yeah.
last one.
And
yeah.
Conan's in the new one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
I forgot about that.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yep.
He's a hair away from being in universe anyway.
Absolutely.
And so just throw him in there.
Yep.
Where'd you put him?
I'll take him as Goro. Not fighting Goro. Give him 2 more Arnie arms.
Ridiculous. He
Awesome.
could have got 4 biceps and before I only had 2.
How great.
I look amazing.
Just have him screaming all it out.
Perfect.
Time to die.
Yep.
Right?
It's perfect.
It does. It almost writes itself, right? He
Yeah.
had to split. Right? He just splits the guy in half.
There you go.
Right? Come on.
Sub-Zero. Now he's just plain zero.
He already has the catchphrase. That was
Fantastic.
the worst Running Man catchphrase from
Yeah.
someone who loves every catch. But that was,
That was a bad one. Yep.
here it's Sub-Zero, now Plain Zero. And you're like, okay, that's a, all right.
Did you write that one? I think you might have wrote that one.
Yeah, then he talks about his biceps.
That's right.
The quadceps.
Old man Josh Agnew, I love when he participates, says he can only ever be Shao Kahn, showing up at the end, threatening our heroes in his actual accent. I'm here for your souls. Right? Would be worth the price of ticket. But they would just be like, that's damn Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Right?
He's Shao Kahn. That makes sense.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. I'd like to
great.
see him as Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung
Yep.
as just one of the people he turns into, or that's his
Just-
base model.
Nope. Just that's his base model. Everybody turns into him just to hear him say all the flawless victory. Yeah.
Your soul is mine.
Exactly. Right.
Has begun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finish him. Do it. Noel Phillips comes in and says 95 Arnold would have been up to the challenge to grow 2 more arms from
There
his
you go.
obliques. Listen, if you just want me to have more biceps, I'll grow them. Give me 6 months. I've got a fantastic body, but I could put out more. Either that or Cage fighting Goro and making fun of him for having 4 arms. Because you get 4, but they're not even as big as my 2. This is ridiculous.
I've got a hemorrhoid that outbenches you.
Awesome.
That would be awesome. John R. playing along for the first time with us and says, first time writing in, love the show. I definitely cast Arnold as Goro. It'd be hilarious for the big bad of the film to have his face and his voice as if to win the tournament you have to defeat the classic action star himself. Yeah, like final boss would be
Sure.
Arnold, right?
Yeah.
He sounds similar to Goro. And there'd be plenty of opportunities for his characteristic, like you were just saying. Be perfect, man. I love it. I also love how John, it looks like, only gave out a trash can, and that's it. So John will be back for our trash can report.
Well, you know, you cut your own path here
That's
on
all.
Bad
I love it,
Movies.
John. It's his first time. It's all good.
Welcome.
Billy Muldoon comes in and says the obvious one is Goro with only 2 arms. That's why Arnold needed the other 2. But he could be a great Raiden, wise, quiet, and philosophical, but with his thick accent, chef's kiss. Yeah, it would have made as much sense to have Arnold play Raiden as it does to have Chris Lambert play
That's
Raiden.
a fact.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm the god of lightning.
Right.
I'm from Asia. Right?
Look at my long locks.
That's right.
Put a lightning bolt in your ass. Zeus.
There is no more I can teach you. Okay. be so stupid.
It would make more sense when he's like, and just shoots a little spark from his finger.
right. They'd be like,
I'd be like, oh, I'm not messing with him.
Yeah.
You see his robe is
100%.
his robe is bulging. And then finally,
That's his husband's bulge.
the reason we're here talking about this is because Pat McCaffrey full Dudikoff Mortal Kombat 1995. And so we thank Patrick, and he said, throw an extra pair of arms on him and make him Goro. I think that's the obvious one, is to
Yep.
make him Goro. I couldn't really see him as Liu Kang with that haircut. Can you imagine if they just pop that helmet hair off of Liu and just put it on Arnie?
Right.
Right?
No, Lou was supposed to be Bruce Lee. It was
Right.
pretty
Yeah.
obvious.
It's
where-
100%.
If Johnny Cage is Van Damme, Liu
Right.
Kang is Bruce Lee,
Yep.
100%. So where is the Mortal Kombat guy that was Seagal? That's what I'm like. They didn't have that counterpart, right? They didn't have like a
Bull
slug.
Raicho
Like a-
came along a while back, and all of his moves were farts and puking.
All right, Joe.
Yeah,
They don't have like this character turns into a slug.
pretty much Bull Raicho.
Is that him?
Yeah, or meat, I guess.
Well, thank you guys for playing along with Arnold. We are going to get into our actual awards, and we start with the award we give out to the actor that, even though maybe it wasn't a great acting performance, sometimes it was intense. They gave it everything they had. It's the Will Patton Award for intensity. Let's get it.
You want a war? I'll give you a war!
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night! And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember
How long?
forever the night they played the Titans. Dude,
What are you doing with a gun in space?
I'll never get tired of that speech. I mean, I don't know if it's because I played high school football, but when it's the intensity with which he says, you make sure they remember forever the night they play the Titans. It makes that one line
It psychs you up.
makes the rest of the scene make perfect sense that they don't allow another yard because you looked into the eyes of the devil and he told you not to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And the line reading, because he could have just said it like you just did.
Right.
But the emphasis on the right words.
Oh.
Yeah, it's great.
And his eye, and he can't see it here, but his eyes in that scene too. He looks like a crazy person.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you've never seen Remember the Titans?
No.
Bro, you got to see it.
Okay.
Are you a big football guy, just in general?
Well, I'm a big guy.
Yep.
I wouldn't say it's
Watch a
not
lot of
all
football,
football.
do you? Okay.
Yeah, I
All
watch
right.
football.
If you enjoy football in any way, you'll love Remember the Titans.
Okay.
It's great. And Will Patton is great.
I'll join you.
Perfect.
All right.
I haven't seen it either.
All right, Seth. Is it? I would say Lovan or Lovin McLovin.
McLovin.
Seth McLovin
Yeah.
Seth Lovin.
comes in and says, "Carry Hiroyuki Tagawa as the soul-sucking, skull-shooting sorcerer Shang Tsung." I mean, honestly, could it be anyone else? Every time Kung Fu Dracula showed up on screen, he owned every moment. He did for Shang Tsung what RDJ did for Tony Stark, and it's impossible. Yeah, he can't separate the two. Literally, the game had to go, we just have to make him this guy now
Right.
forever. If you pick someone else, you are wrong. Seth throwing the gauntlet down at the other commentators and you, David, because now you're up to bat here, buddy.
I'm gonna absolutely agree with him. He doesn't have to worry so far anyway, because I mean, as far as intensity goes, there's no one else that eats the scenery for lunch like that dude does. Every word he says, he made every line that was in the game that he was supposed to say better than the original game it came from.
He made it real.
So yeah,
100%.
so he turned Shang Tsung from an old rickety final boss that anyone could beat to
With no personality.
yeah,
Right.
to the
Incredible. All right. And then Josh, old man Eglin here playing along says, easy. Carry Hiroyuki Tagawa as Shang Tsung. Next question. Well, Brian.
Well, I agree with everybody that he is fantastic and has a ton of intensity, but I'm going to go off the board since there's only one on there right now, and I'm giving it to Goro.
Goro.
Goro, super intense. Every scene he's in.
all right.
He gets my will
I
pat.
love it. No, hey, that's not a bad vote.
Such intensity getting slapped in the nuts.
He did.
Yeah.
He sold the crap out of that.
100%.
I actually love that pick. Noel comes in and says, Robin Shu, is it Shu? I'm sure I said it
Yes.
wrong. Robin Shu as Liu Kang looked the part and his martial arts ability was on full display. A lot of his co-stars were very wooden, which helped him to stand out. Yeah, Liu had to do, out of the gang, Liu had the most to do acting wise, and I thought for the most part, for being a guy that was more just a fighter, rose to the occasion. So good.
He
for
was a quiet intensity, and
Yeah.
he probably would have won if Shang Tsung wasn't in this movie.
No, 100%. Curt.
I'm going Shang, baby.
Yeah?
Yeah, got to. That guy was good. We've always said that movies are only as good as their villains,
You're right.
and he's amazing through this whole movie.
With as bad as some of the good guys were, you imagine if the villain had sucked, this movie would be
No.
a trash bin. Like, remember that Mortal Kombat movie that came out, right?
Or if they made him the rickety old piece of that
Yeah,
he was in
right.
the game. And
I mean,
like,
he did such a good job that
Yeah.
they brought him back
Right.
as the voice and does all the acting and everything for the games.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
You just have to teach him what a flawless victory is.
That's really it. Billy Muldoon says Shang Tsung chewed every inch of scenery and was very believable playing the oh so typical and cheesy wizard warlord tournament organizer, boat captain, soul enthusiast character. He's all of those things, Billy, and more. And before we get to Patrick, I will say from the first frame he's in when he's holding his brother by the hair and says, "You are next." I'm
Yeah.
like, good God, me? Am I next?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
pointing to
Absolutely.
It's just scary intense in this movie.
perfect.
And honestly, way better than this movie deserved for him to be,
Or needed. Yeah.
or had any
Right.
business being or doing.
Yeah.
Right? It was just like, holy crap, kind of like how Raul Julia did in Street Fighter. He just elevates
Yeah.
the entire thing. So yeah, of course I'm picking him. And Pat McCaffrey said there can be only one, and unfortunately it's not going to be the Highlander. Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa as Shang Tsung was intense. From the opening scene, talking directly to camera, to the treasure these moments speech was great. We kind of skipped over that. He commanded and ran that tournament. He had quiet intensity and straight up scene chewing, shouting, "Your soul is mine indeed." That means in a rousing defeat.
Is it Goro? Did Goro?
Yes.
No, but two people. Robin got a nod, which is good, and so did Goro. But ultimately, Shang Tsung, Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa is going to take it home. He beat this movie to a bloody pulp and left it on the ground behind him. It was just an incredible performance from him. But now it's time to talk about a not so incredible performance. And here, boys, we are spoiled for choice. It is the Steven Seagal Fat Piece of Crap Award. Oh, no, hold on. I'm sorry. It's the Steven Seagal Trash Can Full of Dirt Award.
Trash can, oh trash can, it's a trash can full of dirt, yeah.
Love never dies, and neither do they. Love is eternal.
It's a Raiden
That's a
line.
long time.
Of course, it's a Raiden line. Yeah. It sounds like something Raiden would say.
Yeah. Love never dies.
I don't think so. I've taught you everything I need to teach you.
That's right. About love. Now go fight him and kill him. Seth comes in and says, Gregory McKinney as Jax. Dude was dog water. The only thing I can think is that he must have had some dirt on someone in casting because he didn't get the role for his acting prowess. You could have had Sonya talking to a literal trash can and I would have believed it more. Wow. He also throws out a Sherilyn Fenn to, well, you know what? We'll get to that later because there is actually a choice in this movie. So, Dave, who is your trash can?
Well, as long as, even though I didn't care, Sonya sucked.
What? After all of that?
I'm defending the fact that she's pretty and Sonya, not the
just there
fact
to look
in that
at,
I don't care about her running. I'm not going to defend the fact that she sucked hard as far as her acting prowess. And like you said, we are not spoiled for choice here. No. But yeah, Sonya, I was just like, you don't know what you're supposed to be doing at all.
Not
and that pretty much showed through. So
Not even
Sonya.
a little bit. All right, that's a fair and valid pick. Josh Aglin says, it's Katana, right? Doesn't even feel like an opinion for this, just a good old fact.
Wow, coming in hot.
Good old fact.
All right, well, so we've got 3 votes, 3 people. It's anybody's game, Brian.
Who played Shang Tsung?
Cary Hiroyuki.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
I was waiting for you to flip out.
Get the ninjas.
Sonya Blade, she's awful.
I would have gotten halfway through Sagawa. What are you talking about?
Not going to work here anymore.
She's terrible, right?
Sonya Blade is awful. Okay, Johnny Cage is really bad too. Really bad. Raiden, not great. But those two at least have moments where their characters are played pretty well. Or okay, at least. Yeah. Sonya is not. She is like I said, 2nd grade teacher the whole time.
Yeah.
Vocally not believable. Physically not believable.
I'm trying to detect lies and I can't detect any lies.
She's attractive.
You're right.
That's all she needed.
That is correct.
That is all she had to
Ding,
do.
ding, 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 ding. I don't have one of those. All right. Noel Phillips says Chris Lambert was shockingly poor in this role. He seemed to be doing an impression of Steven Seagal the entire movie. All he needed to do was to tie his hair into a pony and ask for Sonya to be played by someone younger. And I would have been whistling at the screen like Leo DiCaprio. hey. That's Seagal. Wow. All right. So the only person with 2 votes so far is Sonya Blade. And let's see, we've got 2 at the turn here. So John R., and the only other award he gave out, it says definitely goes to Johnny Cage. Aside from his fight with Scorpion, he's useless. His humor's all right, but he doesn't help Liu Kang at all when he's fighting Reptile. And there's a reason for that. Plus, in his fight with Goro, he does his characteristic nut punch and then just runs away. Very anticlimactic. I get that his arc was about learning he didn't have to prove anything to anyone, but it still would have been cool for a more epic, drawn-out fight with the 4-armed I don't know how to pronounce that because Shatoken. Okay, cool.
Hadouken!
Anyways, thank you and keep up the great work. John, thank you for participating, man. I hope you thought it was a good movie. We'll never know. Right. Curt.
I want to go with Raiden.
Raiden. That's 2 for Raiden.
He wasn't believable.
Guys, this is actually a race.
I mean, at least.
Well, hopefully Sonya doesn't run in it.
That's true. I don't mind watching though.
But yeah, Chris Lambert.
Yeah, I didn't like him. I didn't think he was very believable, and I just thought I don't know why they couldn't have used somebody better.
You know what's happening here is that all you had to do in Mortal Kombat was at some point in the movie look like a badass, and the people that are getting these votes never really got there. There was no part where you were like, badass.
Yeah.
And this is neither Sonya
like
nor Raiden.
Liu Kang, Shang Tsung.
Yeah. Johnny Cage has moments. They all like.
Kind of. Scorpion does.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sub-Zero.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Dang. We're tie game here, boys.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what's going to happen. Billy Muldoon comes in and says, Katana, that's a now 3-way tie. Oh, I get she was going for sultry and mysterious, but she came across as though she was later employed as Gal Gadot's diction coach, as much as emotional range as a trash can. Dang.
Nice, Billy.
Wow.
Now what do I
Look at what you've done.
Some
Now
solid.
what do I do?
You're either going to make it a 2-way tie or a 3-way. No.
Well, you got one more after this still, right?
How many votes does Johnny Cage have? Only one, I think.
One.
Because I want to go Lyndon Ashby. That'd be a 4-way tie.
Do it. Then we have a tiebreaker still.
I mean, Sonya Blade is bad. I'm not discounting that. She's real bad. I give her a bit of a pass because they literally were like, hurry up, be in this movie, and you're in the movie. And so no time to prep, nothing. I feel bad for her. So it's a pity.
Whatever. If you did that to Meryl Streep, it's not like she's going to be like, I don't know how to act anymore.
Fair point. But
Fair enough.
But out of respect for Veronica Vaughn.
Miss Veronica Vaughn.
That's right.
This could be our milk.
I know what it's like, if you know what I'm saying.
I've been physically abused in the ear.
Well, a friend of mine, him and her.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. But you know, imagine what it'd be like, though.
Yeah.
Good, great, grand.
We're drinking all the milk.
I'm going to go Lyndon Ashby. And this is I thought he did great up until I rewatched it this time. And it's been the first time in a while. And I went, oh, is it always this rough? He's rough in this. No disrespect to Johnny Cage. This dude you needed a guy that was, I put this on the level of the guy they cast as Ken in Street Fighter, who looked like straight out of a JCPenney catalog.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking? No,
Ryan Gosling is a treasure.
No,
whoa.
Ken in the Street Fighter
He can
movie.
sing,
It was
he
like,
can dance.
this guy is not a fighter,
I would
right?
eat his underpants.
This is the same kind of thing to me. Okay, so I'm going Lyndon Ashby.
Either get a good actor or a good fighter.
Right.
Let him have one thing
And
working for him.
they
Sure.
made the bold choice to do neither.
They had 20 mil.
All right, so 4-way tie, and we're gonna
now
see.
Our Dudikoff is going to do it.
I don't know. We'll see, Patrick.
So break the tie.
He comes
Do
in
it.
and says, okay, I know he's probably not eligible, but Goro has some problems. My biggest problem with him is Goro has no ass. Every martial artist I've known has a butt just because you wind up doing squats and lunges, and yeah, it just happens. But because I'm sure Goro isn't really eligible, well, he was a robot, for an acting award, I'm going to go with Sonya Blade.
That's correct.
Wow. Bridget Wilson. I just have a hard time believing her as a special forces officer. She couldn't pull off hard ass, and she was slightly more convincing as a damsel in distress, waiting for Liu Kang to rescue her. That means in a very tight race, Bridget Wilson is going to win.
In a very tight turtleneck.
Nothing wrong about that.
A plethora of options of.
It's been a while since we've had that close of a race. I usually feel like
That
these
was
races
good.
are done by the time it hits the turn.
Yeah.
Right? Not this time, though. What's going to happen for our next award? We've got it's only our third time doing it. Our Bixby Snyder One Scene Wonder Award for someone that was in one scene, but we're going to give them props because they had their one chance and they freaking went for it, right?
Got it.
All right. Let's get it.
I'd buy that for $1. Okay, USA.
Paper. I've never seen paper.
Maniac has responded with a scornful remark.
Prepare to die, Powers!
So he hid it. In one place he knew he could hide something, his ass.
All right.
Oh, man. That's the first time I heard that.
Awesome, isn't it?
So awesome. But you're missing someone.
Oh, a one scene person?
The newscaster from Starship Troopers.
Oh, yeah.
Your favorite character from that movie.
Would you like to know more?
No.
No.
I find the idea of box that could think.
Offensive. All right, I'm going to put that in there. You
got it.
I was just trying to pull
There you go.
all the
Yeah.
different ones. Oh, that's going in for sure, 100%.
It was your favorite character in the movie when we did that.
I can't believe I missed that one.
I actually
Charles-
thought, I was like, he might name it after that guy. He liked the guy.
Charles was real happy we put the paper guy from Water. You ever see Waterworld? The dude had one scene where he's, oh, it's paper. Oh, paper, paper. That's from Waterworld, that guy. Love it. All right. The one scene award. Seth comes in and says, the ninja that fights Sub-Zero. Couldn't find a name for the guy who portrayed him, but that dude flexed hard. He was the first thing I remembered about this movie when I started watching it again.
He does flex hard.
That's a valid pick. I don't have his
Absolutely.
name, but flex it, guy. All right, David.
That was my pick.
Shut up.
I swear to God.
Pretend like he didn't do it. Pretend like he didn't do it, and you just do yours.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go with the guy that showed us every single one of his veins right before he fought Sub-Zero. The guy that was just like, in case you needed to know all the muscles. And
You know there's one in your armpit here.
yeah, you couldn't have, there's not a condom in the world that would have held that in. So that dude, for that reason, he definitely, well, everything was just.
He showed you all his muscles.
Yes,
Wow.
just as tight as a tiger. Yeah, that dude brought it for that scene. He didn't even have a line.
No.
All he had to do was die, and he did a great job.
Love that pick. Old Man Eglin says, I'm going to go with the guy that forgot to fall down in the Johnny Cage movie. It always gave me a good laugh. He's got one take, and his little, I thought he did fine.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Brian, who you got?
There's one scene, right?
One scene. I always say maybe two if it's really
Oh,
small.
no, I'm good.
Okay.
The human version of Reptile.
Oh, yeah.
It is one scene.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the best fight in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with that guy.
Good work.
That's
That's
a genius pick.
Thanks.
I got to rethink everything now.
Yeah. Me too.
Noel Phillips says Frank Welker specifically as the voice of Shao Kahn. I only get a moment to the character as a
Where were you
teaser
on
at
that
the
one?
end. Was criminal, especially with how bad the sequel went. So Shao Kahn gets a vote here with Frank Welker.
I
Who was
was
Frank Welker?
right here,
Yeah,
and I
where's-
was going to say the same thing.
Oh, that happened to both of you.
Yeah.
Now, Frank Welker, what's he from?
He's Megatron, Soundwave. He's Fred from Scooby Doo.
Okay.
Is he really?
Yeah. He's the voice of Shao Kahn in here. That's basically Soundwave you're listening
Yeah.
to. Dr. Claw.
I love it.
Yeah.
It did sound like Dr.
That's
Claw.
Dr. Claw. That's Frank Welker.
I'll get you next time, Gadget.
You gadget.
next time. So you're going Frank
Yeah.
Welker also?
Well, yeah. That's who I
Dude.
want to go with.
2 votes for Shao Kahn, tied right now with Muscle Guy from
Flex hard.
Extra number one.
the Flexi Dinner. All right, cool. None of you have said who I'm picking yet. Unsung hero, we've got here from Billy Muldoon, the henchman that was frozen by Sub-Zero. The complete ripoff of Indiana Jones played out very well, showing Sub-Zero as a huge threat. I think he's put it out of reach here because I'm going off the board. You're killing me, Johnny. I'll go back to directing traffic. Come back here, Johnny. That guy was great.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
You're right.
Good work.
You're right.
That's who I'm.
Yep.
That's a good one.
So let's see what Pat McCaffrey said. He says, I was torn between Artleen, the guy Johnny knew, and Goro killed. And seemingly the only other Earth warrior who got a name was Fighting Monk, the guy who Liu Kang starts off fighting against, and the monk who fought in the demonstration with Sub-Zero. I think I need to give it to the monk who flexed his entire rib cage and threw a couple air kicks before launching a flying kick at Sub-Zero, then who subsequently frozen and smashed. Whoever that actor was went for it, and I got so many questions. Did the character know he was going to become a Mortal Kombat slushy? Like, yeah, did he think that was a real fight?
Yeah.
Right? Or did he know it was a demonstration? He's like, well, it's been real, boys.
Well, Shang Tsung said this is a demonstration. This is a taste of things to come.
That means flexing ab guy with the red turban is going to win.
Yay.
All right.
The Bixby Snyder One Scene Wonder Award.
How did you steal boiling acid?
Well, I didn't. Well, he gives out the Boiling Acid Award, but it's on Trash to Piece Theater. Maybe I should take it off. I literally was on the Discord, and we were all like, what are the most memorable from movies we've done?
It deserves to be that.
Yeah. And that guy is like the first person I thought
Yes.
of. But I'm not trying to rob.
I thought you didn't want to because of that, but I think it works well together.
I wanted to name it the Boiling Acid Guy Award, but he already has that.
Yeah.
So we're doing a different thing, but the quote's still got to be in.
It's got to be.
I think it's got to be.
Could be the Smart Bugs Award.
Yeah. I'll probably take out Prepare to Die Powers. It's been in there we never touched that series at all, right? I mean, great in the one scene she's in, but it's not as good as I find a bug that thinks offensive. It's so good. I'm so mad I didn't already have that in there. I bought great shame upon my dojo for not doing that. All right, guys. A couple people have put in a Sherilyn Fenn, so we are going to talk about that. Sometimes they do it when there's one woman in the movie, but in this case, we got Sonya and Katana. Mm-hmm. So, boys, let's see what they had to say. And Seth said, Bridget Wilson as Sonya Blade. Maybe it's just me, but she can break my neck between her thighs anytime, but that's not what happened.
No.
But I get the sentiment.
But she could.
She could.
If she wanted.
That would be fine.
If she wanted to.
I'd let her.
We got Noel Phillips who says, Katana, I don't need to explain. He's not interested in explaining. And I think those are the only two. Yeah, those are the only two. So it's tied with the patrons. But boys, Sonya Blade or Katana?
Well, I'll tell you this. You know how sometimes you realize that you like things because you see things? I realized how much I enjoyed cleavage when Sonya's laying on the sand with her tank top on, and it's
there.
Amazing cleavage.
Yeah.
And
that tank top hanging on for dear life.
It sticks out in my head as an adolescent boy to where I was like, oh yeah, I don't like a boob. So it's Sonya all the way. Like I said, Jimmy Crack Corn, I don't care. She's hot and she's Sonya, and that's all she needs to be.
Important moment for you in your life.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
Like that's when I figured out I liked girls pretty much.
We can't talk about her right
Okay.
Whoa.
Brian.
What's going on over there?
Katana. Look at this. It stays tied.
Yeah.
Katana for me too, 100%. Yeah. And I love me some Veronica Vaughn.
Yeah.
But
That's where I saw her at, and that's where I fell in love with her, and I was so happy to see her in this movie.
Katana?
No, I'm going with...
Oh, he button hooked me. I didn't know you were going to button hook.
You button hook.
She's fantastic.
Oh, man,
I
that
love
means
her in
we've
this
got a
movie.
tie. And
Bridget
that's
Wilson.
fine.
That's fine. Two-way tie.
Two-way tie between Katana and Sonya Blade.
Sonya Blade looked better in Billy Madison than she did in
I think 100%.
I agree.
Yeah.
100%. No question.
Then she laid down in the sand, and I was like, I don't care.
But I don't think Bridget Wilson even wins the Sherilyn Fenn Hot Babe Award in Billy Madison. It's for sure the
Miss Lippy.
Cleavage Mom?
Miss Lippy, the one.
Oh.
No, Snot
off your ass.
Snot Monster?
Yeah, Snot Mom.
No, not Snot Mom.
I thought
Miss
that was where
Lippy.
you're going.
Miss Lippy that eats the paste.
I wanted to draw a blue duck because I wanted to see a duck that is blue.
Right. It's the old lady. If peeing your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis.
Goo! All right. Perfect. Well, guys, it's time to land the plane. Did it hold up? This is the kind of movie that I think anybody that saw it back in the day with any kind of fandom for the game liked it. I don't know anybody that ever came and was like, this is a piece of crap.
Yeah,
which is why I'm surprised at the audience score. I'm sure there are people out there that didn't like it. But that doesn't mean
a lot of newer people that don't like it. Right.
But that doesn't mean that it holds up. There's lots of movies we come back to and we're like, oh man, what happened in the intervening years? So I'm interested to see where everybody actually comes down on this thing. And we're going to start with Seth. Seth comes in and says, this movie slaps. I don't understand how anyone could say it's bad. Sure, the writing isn't Shakespeare, and the CGI is PS1 grade at best, but Mortal Kombat has always been a ripoff of Enter the Dragon with superheroes, and that's exactly what this is. So someone that loves fighting games for their stories, Mortal Kombat always been my favorite. I agree this movie is one of the most lore-accurate game movies ever made, minus some gore. I was just going to say, and so you beat me to it. Everything about this movie is a blast, and I have forgotten how much fun it was. Good movie, no notes.
No notes?
And then he offers a side note. He does.
It literally says side note.
This is the first movie I ever watched on DVD while staying the night at a friend's house. I remember it blowing my mind that we didn't have to rewind it.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
That's a great memory.
There you go. Good
Yep.
memory. All right. Did it hold up, David?
Well, you damn right it held up. I am the wrong one to ask about this movie because it was such a part of my teenage childhood. Mortal Kombat was such a part of like I said, my friend Travis and I, we used to go to school just as something to do for 8 hours before we could go back home and play Mortal Kombat on Super Nintendo. 1, 2. We sat there for hours and hours till the middle of the night playing this game.
Doritos.
And then this Doritos, Mountain Dew, everything. Actually, it was Tropical Crush. If anyone finds me a bottle of that, I'll give you big cash for a bottle of Tropical Crush. That doesn't have any floaties in it. But anyways, yes, this was such a part of my adolescence. And then the movie came out and I saw it the first time and I was blown away. Saw it 1,000 times since. This was probably the first movie that I've done on this show that I wouldn't have needed to watch.
Wow.
I've seen it that many times. But since we're here, is it a good movie? No, it's not. Nah. It's not a good movie objectively.
Yeah.
But as far as a bad movie that rules, I think this is the definition of it. This is a bad movie that absolutely kicks ass, and that is my vote. Is
I
bad
love
movie
it.
that rules.
Nice.
Strong take. Way to plant that flag, man. All right. Here we go for our next patron. We've got Old Man Eglin. He says, trying to keep it short and sweet here. So, bad movie that rules. Fun, cheesy, and one hell of a soundtrack.
There you
Heck
go.
yeah, Josh. Appreciate you, man. Brian, we've gotten one good movie, 2 BMRs. Where do you land? As a first timer,
Yes.
I'm very interested how you feel about this movie.
Yeah, and I have played the game, but we're talking maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
So I'm not a diehard fan of the game. I was not a diehard fan of the movie. Obviously, I haven't seen it until this past week. Objectively, it is not a good movie. The acting alone would put it in bad movie territory.
Sure.
And I was a little worried after the first watch that I might land pure bad movie. But because I don't have any of the
Nostalgia.
nostalgia
Sure.
or know the moves from the game or know the character traits from the game or know
the lore. Sure.
So having a bad actor do things that I love or things that gamers love doesn't have the same effect on me.
Right.
Second watch though, I really enjoyed myself.
Yes.
And I do think if you would have put someone like a Jean-Claude Van Damme as Johnny Cage, if you would have upgraded the cast a little bit, easily bad movie that rules.
Yes.
But it squeaked its little butt into that category for me. I'm going bad movie
Nice.
that rules.
Nice.
Well done.
Nice.
Well done.
It's little Goro butt.
It's a little Goro butt.
I'm proud of you,
If
Brian.
Henry Cavill would have been in it.
They don't need any more fodder. They already think you think bad thoughts about or impure thoughts about Henry Cavill. We don't need any more fuel
What's
on that
wrong
fire.
with that?
All right, Noel Phillips comes in. He does give it Thomas. The Immortals for the kick-ass theme. Best believe the kids are challenged to Mortal Kombat on the trampoline later.
Awesome.
Yes, I love that, man. Keep up the great work. It's awesome to hear Charles back. He goes, I realize I forgot. He emailed me again my rating. This is a BMR, bad movie that rules. Sorry for being such a simple jack. No, man, I think you got a good brain. You're good, dude. No worries. Another BMR. Curt.
Dude, I played this game from day one.
Yeah.
I remember my mom asking me if I had the blood version. I remember that was a huge thing.
When I think of Mortal Kombat, I think of you like as someone that loves Mortal Kombat.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the lore. I loved this movie. I thought it was well portrayed. I thought they touched enough stuff from the game. Everything Dave said. I want to say it's a good movie, but I know it's definitely a bad movie that rules.
Yeah. I mean, in your heart, I understand the feeling.
Yeah. The nostalgia blows me up in this movie.
Sure.
I'm just like, oh, he did the thing. I mean, I had my kid watch it with me, and she was grossed out by the raven.
Oh, of course she would be, because it's
out
horrifying.
of his hand, right?
Horrifying.
And it was great, though. It was
It has
great
a
to
tongue.
share that with her.
Like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. She's like, is that what that is? I'm like, no, I think it's usually a spear in the game.
Rock on, man. Billy Muldoon comes and says, BMR, baby. From its 90s special effects, some terrible acting and nonsense plot. It's everything it should be. If you don't love this movie, you hate freedom. P.S. Can't wait to see the sequel now. That is a dumpster fire. Yeah, we will be, and you're all drafted into doing the next one. So fun times there. And I'll let Pat McCaffrey have the final word here, as it is his full Dudikoff. Here's what I'll say. It's pretty easy to make this decision objectively. You've got the Gex the Gecko as Reptile. You've got some of the worst acting I've seen in one of these movies. You've got Chris Lambert, who is a fine actor, cast as Ray. Just the casting decision was already just an L straight off the gate. So it's hard to overcome any of that to say this is objectively good. I think that's easy to move to the side.
Yeah.
I think everybody but one said bad movie objectively, right?
Sure.
This is on the level of Street Fighter as a perfect encapsulation of the kind of movie that we're searching for when we watch through these rotten rated movies to see if we can find some more of these kick-ass, horrible, crappy, awesome, crazy, insane, wonderful movies. This is a bad movie that rules. Like, put it next to Street Fighter in the dictionary of what is a bad movie that rules. For totally different reasons. They went super cheeseball and it's awesome. They went super serious and it's still, for the same reason, everything you want in one of these crappy, it, by all accounts, should suck. Every measurable metric is bad.
Yes.
Except for the fighting and some of the acting.
And the music.
And Shang Tsung saves the movie. I don't think people give him enough credit for saving this movie from the dollar bin at Walmart till the end of time. This movie absolutely is straight fire. I will watch this 20 more times if I get the chance to. I love this movie. It absolutely holds up. And if you haven't seen it, even Brian is proof that someone that comes in cold can still enjoy this movie. So go and see Mortal Kombat, all right? We're going to let the final word here go to Pat McCaffrey. This movie has some issues. Graphics and effects are dated, but the set designs were amazing. It's a movie based on a video game, but tried to be realistic in PG-13. The main trio, Liu Kang, Sonya Blade, Johnny Cage, are fun once the movie gets going, but have some believability issues. Lambert apparently enjoyed making the movie so much he put in way more time at no extra charge. I really enjoyed Kano and all the fight scenes, even the bad ones, especially the bad ones. I don't think I can call it a good movie, but it's great. It's a bad movie that rules. Thank you so much for doing Mortal Kombat. Between this, Street Fighter, and Double Dragon, you just need to do Super Mario Bros. To finish up the first of the video game movie adaptations. Pat McCaffrey, thank you, sir, for giving us the chance to do Mortal Kombat.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get that train starting.
That's right, man. So appreciate you guys for being in here. The sequel is going to be way less fun. I haven't seen it.
What do you think of the new ones?
I liked the new one. The second new one's not out yet, right?
No, not yet.
So I have high hopes. I liked the new one, but there's always some of these decisions where you just go, what boardroom table were they sitting around when they were like, yes, let's do
that. Movie was so close.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was so close to what you wanted. And then they were like, Cole, whatever the his name is.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't put Johnny Cage in the first one.
Right.
Because whatever.
You got to
You
got to bring it back to the second one.
There's stuff in there that is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
The whole beginning sequence with Scorpion is
incredible.
Like actual good movie stuff.
Right. Objectively good.
Yeah, right.
Well, I kind of feel like this movie is kind of like Rocky or like Terminator, or so like you watch it, but then when you go and watch The Expendables,
right,
you're like, yes, like I just want to see these guys blow some stuff up and do it together. It's kind of like, to me, that's what the new like Mortal Kombat movies are like, because you're going and watching Expendables, but it's more like
I hear you, brother.
Okay.
I think no, you're good. I hear you. I think you're right on the money. It's fun to see them in HD, so to speak, right?
Well, right.
Good
More-
effects, more
right.
money, better
Exactly.
budget, but then you still make some questionable decisions.
All the characters look great.
Yeah.
They have a million years of backstory to pull from, and they decide to come up with some original character that came out of Ed Boon's
I know.
notebook or something like
I know,
that.
right?
Like,
I
he
had this
could-
idea of an
Yeah.
MMA guy, and
Right. What if he had armor sometime?
Yeah.
If he loved his family enough.
all right, guys. Well, look, we're sailing off into greener pastures. That's a sailing in a
On a
land,
holy
and
boat.
a land thing. On a holy boat on fog in the drapery room, and we'll be at the next one next week. We are covering something very similar to this movie. Ernest Goes to Camp.
Ah.
Right?
You got Clint on that one?
Yeah, which was what I was
Nice.
thinking when he's like, you must face yourself. You must face your. He's like, the arrow did not cut him, right? It's like the same thing from the end of Ernest Goes to Camp.
Yeah.
The
just
commentary.
Remember,
Good
the
stuff.
second challenge is just, nah.
That's right. So, yeah, Clint's going to be back. Of course, we're going to force him to watch another Ernest movie.
You should.
He hates Ernest
As you
movies.
should.
Joe will be back from doing Ernest Saves Christmas, and I think Stephanie, she's never been on an Ernest movie, so we'll see what she thinks.
Well, that'll be fun.
Ernest P. Worrell. So finally diving back into Ernest next week. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here.
Hey,
It's a
thanks.
long one, but this movie deserved a long one. So
It was great.
It was a fun one.
thanks, guys.
Absolutely.
On behalf of Dave and Brian and Curt, I'm your host, James Hauser, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Test your might.
Rate it.
It kind of fits. Liu Kang.
Johnny Cage.
Sonya Blade.
Don't sing it.
Celine Dion.
It still hurts.
You gotta go home and tell your wife how much she hurt you.
She knows. I tell her all the time. You dumped me 22 years ago.
Sonya on the sand. I think Cameron Diaz in The Mask was for me.
Yeah.
Like,
Boom.
Sarah
was,
Thea.
Yep.
100%.
Absolutely.
It was a great shot.
Aren't girls great?
They are the best.
Women.
Love them.